Mic check. 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1.
You probably just blew out everyone's ears on stream.
Could be like that.
I need laughter in my life. Oh.
Actually, the audio didn't sound bad from my side.
Oh, God.
How dare I make you do this much work when you're fucking tired as hell?
I'm not that tired. I'm more or less trying to, like, suppress the feeling of throwing up. You ever eat something that you're not real quite sure of, and then you feel like throwing up, and you're like, no, I'm gonna keep it down. And you have to, like, fight it for, like, an hour until it goes away?
No, not usually, but I have had those moments where you gotta take a really, really bad shit. And that's when you get nauseous? You ever have those? Like when you're, like, sitting on a crap and you're blasting your entire colon. You're cleaning your entire colon in the toilet. And that's the moment your body is just like, you know what? I don't want to be here.
I've had one or two, but
ain't nothing worse than having that happen and then having to turn around and throw up right into that shit. You're like hurrying to try to flush the toilet as quickly as possible because you know your face is gonna be right up in that. Yeah, that sucks.
You know, I've been there before. I have. I've been there before.
Just thought you needed some details, you know. So, your stream has been very, very interesting. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh God.
I've been watching. You know,
No.
in the background.
Oh please God, no.
And you know, there have been some interesting suggestions. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh please God,
very
no.
interesting suggestions.
Why? Why?
Spartan talking about buttholes. No, Spartan wasn't talking about buttholes. Spartan was talking about taking a shit.
He was talking about assholes.
See,
and
here's the
throwing
difference
up
between
into it.
This is the difference between me and your chat. I talk about one thing, and chat takes it 100 degrees in the other direction.
Welcome to chat.
So who is actually sus here? See, if this was you know, Among Us, I'm fairly confident we'd be tossing chat out the airlock right now. All of them. Like, this is pretty easy. So yeah, I am always lurking, guys. You don't know when I'm gonna pop into chat. You just don't. Like, I like to sit here and watch the stream and just relax, read chat, and watch Pete's reaction to some of the stupid shit y'all say. But for real, man, y'all got some interesting comments.
You should have seen their fucking. Well, I asked them about the food challenge thing, and Caitlin was like, "Oh, Peak, when are you gonna have another food challenge thing going?" I was like, "Okay, give me some ideas." And Marble fucking Flint goes, "Oh, Rocky Mountain bull semen." He said Rocky Mountain oysters, but I in my mind I read, "Oh, I want to suck on calf testicles."
Oh, somebody needs to clip that right now. You can't just say stuff like that, people. Like that
Yes,
right there needs to be clipped. That sentence needs clipped.
We need to make you some custom alerts.
But seriously, like there's always some interesting conversations going on in your chat, and I'm always particularly interested in when it revolves around Spartina, this persona that you have created about me. So let's just go with it.
Yes, Spartina.
We got a question and answer for everybody right here. Let's let everybody ask all the questions you want to answer. Go for it. Let's let it happen.
Okay, I have a question here from William. Dangles left, dangles right, or doesn't dangle?
Dangles left, dangles right, doesn't dangle. I don't pay that much attention to it, but probably left a little bit, not gonna lie.
Did you see on stream? Were you watching earlier when I explained the whole dangles thing?
No, honestly.
All right. So let me. Can you pull up the stream? Are you watching? You got this is a visual
I'm
thing.
watching your reaction right now, but yeah, I have no idea.
This is a visual thing. So if you're not there, you're not going to witness it. So what we're talking about here is the very unique formation of. So William has named himself on his new PS5. He's named himself Dangle's Right. And so a joke got made, and I turned it into a formation. So what we're going to have is we're going to have a Dangle's Right and a Dangle's Left, a two heavy cruiser, radar cruiser formation, supported by a DD. So it's a three-man division, and it's very important. It has to be done this exact way. And so here on stream, I can give you a visual representation. As soon as I get these things untangled here, exactly what it is, and you have to have the visual to really understand it, because it's a pretty complex formation, honestly. So here it is. So how it works? Oh, what the fuck did I just click? Take that off. Fucking mouse. Not good for anything else. So as you can see here on stream, which you'll see in a few seconds, this is the destroyer, which is symbolized by the mouse here, and then this palm and the other palm. You got Dangle's Left here. We got Dangle's Right. So as you can see, when you push into formation here, you have two radar cruisers on each side. Dangle's Left, Dangle's Right. Very important that you keep those sucked up when going into formation, right? Very important. For maximum support for the DD here. And then as you feel more comfortable at the cap, no destroyer is pressing you, what happens is you elongate the formation like this. And so the DD then goes into the cap, while Dangle's Left and Dangle's Right, they just hang out here. You know, they're holding hard cover. So the DD's in the cap, goes in, contests the cap, fights, but also has the ability to pull back in the cap and strengthen the formation. Something like this. Closer to the radar coverage. And it's a very, I know it's a complex formation for most people to understand, but it is a good one. It's a guaranteed game winner once you understand the Dangle's Left, Dangle's Right formation.
Oh boy.
I know it's complex. I know it's over most people's heads, but it is a good one.
Are you allowed near schools?
Within 300 feet?
I don't think you're allowed near school, Peak. Good lord. All right, well that took at least 20 minutes to explain, and definitely didn't have the payoff that I was expecting. Like I thought it was gonna at least be pretty funny, but good lord.
You have to understand. If you don't understand the angle of the dangle, then it just doesn't make sense to you, and that's okay.
The angle of the dangle is directly proportional. Never mind.
To the wangle of the tangle? I know what you're talking about. I pick up what you're putting down.
I was going to quote my dude, Ave, but, you know. Anyway. So, we're here. We got chat. We got you. You're somehow still awake, even though you couldn't stay awake 3 more minutes in the fucking railroad stream, but you've been up for 36 hours or some bullshit streaming.
I took a nap.
You took a nap when?
Between the morning stream and the afternoon stream that I've been going all night.
Oh, I thought this was the same stream.
No, I took a 2-hour nap.
15 hours. I was like, dude, you've been fucking streaming for literally over a day now. Fucking weird.
No. I took a nap. I took a 2-hour nap. I'm back up. I'm good.
Good.
We're hanging out.
You took a 2-hour nap and you've just been streaming for the last 15 hours.
Yeah, apparently.
So anyway, what do we want to talk about?
Well, let's talk about you.
Talk about me. Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about you. Let's dive into a little INID. I need intelligence data.
Okay. Hit me.
Do you have plans to move south since it is the current dead of winter there?
Do I have plans to move south? No.
No. Ever.
Namely due to the fact that I literally can't stand heat and humidity. Both are prevalent in the South.
Prevalent in Ohio, though, too.
That's true. That's true. But we only get it for a couple of months. Yeah, I don't know. I literally have lived here my entire life, so the cold doesn't really bother me. Sure, if it gets extremely cold, whatever. But heat kills me. Like, I can't stand heat. So like August, September starts to feel a little bit better, but definitely the end of July, all of August suck.
Okay.
Just sucks.
Yeah, I can agree with that. That's pretty much like June, middle of June on here. So, questions for Spartan. Furthest trip ever taken?
I've been to Florida, and that's the furthest I've ever gone.
Ohio to Florida. So
Yep.
12 hours?
It's 14.
14?
I think it was 17 by bus when I went with the freaking marching band when I was in high school. Actually, it was technically 8th grade when I went. But yeah, we went to the Millennium Celebration down at Disney World with the marching band. Pretty fun. Got to spend 4 days in Florida in the middle of February when we could have been freezing our asses off in Ohio. So we got to chill out on Cocoa Beach. We got to go to the Magic Kingdom, do all that shit. Like I said, I was in 8th grade, so this was the greatest thing on the planet, right? Get to leave. You're still, like, technically getting credit for being at school, and you get to hang out at Disney World. Like, come on. It's great.
So basically, you got to go wear your bikini on the beach while Floridans froze their ass off in February, right?
Yeah, we were enjoying it. I come back
Pretty
to
much.
Ohio with a freaking sunburn in the middle of February. It was great.
Yeah.
And the beaches were completely empty. That's the other part. Like, Ohioans come down to Florida in February. We're swimming in the fucking ocean. And these pansies are out here going, oh my God, it's 70 degrees. I'm freezing my ass off. Like, what the hell's wrong with them?
Here's another question for you.
Aight.
How bad are you in Montana? This is from Monty.
How bad am I in Montana? Bad enough to slap his ass for 36,000 when he decides to over-angle. Here's the
Good,
thing.
Monty.
Montana versus Montana. Monty versus Spartan. He has a fucking Yamato as backup, and they still couldn't kill me. Couldn't kill me. Imagine being that bad, Pete. Could you?
That's tough. That's a hard one to imagine. Yeah.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. Monty is as dangerous in a 1v1 as a fucking newborn puppy. Except this newborn puppy doesn't even have teeth. Like, just straight up. Not
just licking you
whatsoever. He's just a gummy bear. Okay, no chance.
Oh.
That man has no chance. Not only that, but he was in a full division, right? He had a Conqueror buddy who ran for the back of the map. And then he had, I think it was Sheba in a Destroyer, which I think was maybe a Lightning? Can't remember. It was either a Lightning or a Kleber. But I survived the bullshit, and then I'm the last person alive after losing half my hit points. I am the last person alive. I push into the center cap. I get attacked by both of their Destroyers, and they still couldn't kill me. Why? Because steering gears is a thing, and I take it on my Battleship. So fuck everybody.
Even though that's the most.
Oh, dude, I was wrecking Spartan until you, Peak. You made me turn into Avoid the Torps. Imagine that, Peak. Can you imagine?
I'm not really reading Monty's chats because it's kind of Monty, but but other than that, I mean that's kind of the uncommon pick though, like steering gears, propulsion.
It is an uncommon pick, but I'm also the most aggressive Battleship player on the planet, so I need the ability to turn my ass.
What about Destroyers?
What about Destroyers?
You don't run sims on your Fletcher?
You're right, I don't.
You run sims on any of your Destroyers?
Honestly, I don't run that many freaking Destroyers. Like, my Destroyers that I prefer to run are the sneaky sneaks. I I would rather not be detected. I would rather spot the fucking Destroyer and get them fucked up than to be detected.
Mm.
So yeah. So that's me. Like, as much as I like to like gunboat, like I also don't usually end up in fights where people are capable of hitting me. Like if I'm in a gunboat destroyer, I get into a fight with somebody, I get a drop on them, I take at least half of their hit points before they even start to engage me, and then I can dodge well enough to keep them from doing significant damage to me. Now, sure, if I'm up against a good player, that's going to change, but more often than not taking the extra or taking the extra concealment is better for me. But that's just the way I play.
Now, can we quote you on that?
What?
Can we quote you in the New York Times?
I mean,
That statement.
does anybody read the New York Times anymore?
Can we quote you in any local Ohio newspaper?
Quote me. I don't care.
Okay. You heard that?
Care.
Chat, you guys heard that? It's a quote from Spartan.
Peek, here's the one thing everybody forgets. I don't know why everybody forgets this, but everybody does. I have never claimed to be more than above average. Have I?
Okay, then that's... I can say accurately that that's fairly accurate.
I've never claimed to be more than above average. I've never claimed to be some super elite player. I know that I have a 63% win rate, and I've held it. So I'm not worried. Spartan was running away. Yes, you're right. Spartan was running away from a Yamato and a Montana after Spartan was caught broadside in the first fucking 30 seconds of the match and took half his health and damage. You're right. You're right. I totally did kite away, but I also whooped your ass, Monty. Don't forget it.
Here's another question. Why is it that you like to go broadside in the first 3-4 minutes of a match?
Because I like to try to get an advantageous position. And a lot of times I get away with it.
Okay. That's fairly fair. The times you don't get away with it, what happens though?
They don't make my channel. Does that make sense?
They don't make YouTube videos.
That's the way that works. You know, the power of editing is a very powerful tool.
So if you make the first turnout, there's a chance.
There's a chance.
There's a chance.
And again, I love being the aggressive guy. I love making those fucking crossfires work. Does it always work? No, it doesn't. That's why I have a 34% fucking survival rate or some bullshit. So like, there is a very, very real potential that when I make that turn, everything goes awful. But when I'm able to pull it off, and I'm able to push up into an advantageous position, it can be absolutely fucking glorious, as demonstrated in my 289,000 damage Montana world record.
All right, well, we're not here to preach, of your glories to 50 people, so... I'm sure they've all fucking seen it, so...
I'm honest.
Okay. Hey, Ron.
Ron jumped into the chat.
Hey, Ron. You got a question for Spartan? I know you've wanted to talk to him for a long time. Hey, Ron. You got a question? Anyone else have a question for Spartan? I've got one you can do in the meantime. How do you pick what videos you make into narrations?
It just depends. A lot of times there's a specific video that I'm trying to get, whether it be a specific ship or a specific play style that I'm trying to showcase to folks, or a build, whatever. So that goes into it. But a lot of times it's just me jumping on to play the game, and I play a bunch of different things. And when I get the game, I know. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm talking about. Like, when you get the game, you're like, that's the one. And then I'm done for the day. Which is where I differ from a lot of people. Because the largest following of people on World of Warships Legends. Even more than the developers themselves. And I have played less games than 60% of the fucking player base. Which is hilarious.
I was pretty shocked when... Blip told me the average XP, the average damage of tier 7 was 60,000.
I believe it.
Average damage of tier 7, 60,000. And I was even more shocked today when I was with Aaron and Zarkoon. I don't think neither of them are streaming, but we were testing out the divisions and playing together. They had 60 people, 64 or something like that, watching the developer live stream, whatever, and I was shocked by that.
I mean,
64 people watching it?
It's the developers. They actually, here's a fun thing. I got like called out once. I got called out because I posted a video during their live stream, okay? And it took their audience away. So I got called out for this. And I'm not going to mention any names, but I did get called out for it. And I told them the same thing that I tell everybody when they say something stupid like that.
Mm-hmm.
It is, I started this. I post at the exact same time every fucking day. With the exception of today because I actually fucked up. Because you took me into Among Us and kept me there for golf for a couple of hours. And I didn't go to bed till 5 o'clock this morning.
It's Among Us, dude. It's good shit.
So I dropped the ball, so my video's a little late today. But I post my video at the same time every day, 12 p.m. Eastern time. If you're dumb enough to try to either stream or post a video at that time, I can't be held responsible for your people coming to my channel because they want entertainment. That's all I'm saying.
They got mad at you?
I'm not mentioning any names. Like I said, I've been called out because I took viewers away from their stream because of my video. And after I made my point clear, nobody said anything after that. Because the truth is the truth. Like, they know that I post my videos the same time every day regardless. And if they don't schedule their shit accordingly, then they're going to lose viewers occasionally. That's their fault, not mine.
Okay, we got another off-topic question here. This is from somebody you may or may not know. He's got a small channel on YouTube. His name is Where Are You AA Ron, and he would like to know if you would pop his gay cherry.
Damn. I mean, I did say once on stream that if I had to choose between marry, fuck, and kill, between you, Hive, and him, that I would marry you because we're basically married anyway. I mean, we're always fucking arguing, and I mean, it's pretty obvious. Aaron is the obvious choice for the fuck. I mean, let's be real. He would agree, I'm sure. And Hive, obviously, if I have to, I gotta kill him, even though I like Hive too. But pretty obvious. Peek, your face is hilarious. Just stare at the camera. Blink. Blink 3 times if you're still awake.
Chat, I need the number for social services, please.
So here's the thing. A lot of people, they get uncomfortable. They don't like. I am honest, and I don't give a fuck what people think about me. So when people ask me questions, I just answer. I don't give a fuck. What are they gonna do? Oh my God, Spartan said he'd fuck Aaron. Spartan said he'd marry Peek. Spartan also said he'd kill Hive. Where's the outrage for that?
He's British. Nobody cares.
Right? He's the evil guy, right? Does that make me the hero if he's the villain?
Oh, I mean, no, because he's British. But the other two are not British, and so there will be outrage for 12 hours in the news cycle, and then past that, nobody gives a fuck. So
I just got a clip sent to me on Discord.
Oh, great!
The title is called "Confirmed: Peek likes bull semen and calf testicles."
Oh, great!
I'm gonna have to listen to that one later. That's amazing. Also, Noodles in the chat.
Send it to me.
Are you gonna watch it on stream?
Well, so one of my guys that we played golf with tonight, he's got a spare i7 4750K in a box, brand new CPU. I'm gonna try and find out if I can actually plug that in and swap out my CPU for this i5.
For what?
If that's possible. Not for my nice PC.
Oh, I was gonna say you got a much
No,
better fucking
yeah.
CPU than that. Like, what the hell would you
No,
downgrade? Hell,
I'm not fucking touching that
I
shit.
got a fucking i7 9700K, so I'm like, I don't know where he's going with this.
Yeah, no. For my streaming PC, it's an i5. So like I could maybe swap that CPU out for that one, which would be a
I was gonna say,
dramatic improvement.
do a little bit of research on your motherboard, I guess.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Um, if you even know what your motherboard is in that, like, there's a chance that it's proprietary or something, depending on who built the PC.
Exactly.
Anyway, what you got for me?
Any other questions for Spartan? Anybody?
Spartan, you will get my revenge. I swear to Aphrodite, you get my revenge. Nariko, you're like one step above Monty. I'm not scared.
Listen, we all saw his performance tonight, and yeah, I wouldn't even worry about Noriko. I wouldn't even worry about him. Noriko, I've never wanted to strangle you more in my life.
How many hair product do I use? I use shampoo and conditioner, and that's it.
And conditioner.
Yeah, you got long hair.
Okay.
You gotta at least keep it halfway decent. You can't have it looking all fucking nasty. So I use Head and Shoulders because I have dry skin, and that translates to dry scalp. So I got to get rid of that. Nobody likes flakes. And then I use for my conditioner, I use Aussie Extreme Moisture with avocado. Fucking great conditioner.
Okay, so what about facial products like I brought up tonight in the 6.5 hours of weird conversation we've had?
Facial products like
Makeup,
clean my
moisturizer, eyeliner, eyelashes, anything. Yeah.
Okay, so I actually wear no makeup whatsoever. I did see that, by the way. I was wondering when that would get brought up, but no, I do clean my face. I have like full on like facial cleansing stuff that I use on my face, because if not, then my face turns into an even bigger problem. I also have extreme dry skin, so I do moisturize my face. But I always moisturize my face after I shave and after I use the cleanser. But yeah, other than that, no, I don't wear makeup or anything on stream. That was a filter that I used one time on stream. Well, I've kind of like used it twice technically, because one stream didn't actually get posted, so twice on stream. But yeah, no makeup on stream. I'm just
Rewind.
me.
So hold on, you saw that? When did you see that?
When did I see what? All of your guys' questions in the chat?
Not now. I'm talking
Roughly 3 to 4 hours ago, roughly?
You were fucking watching?
Peak! How many times I gotta say that you guys...
God almighty, do you ever sleep?
I do sleep, and I woke up. My landlord called me early this morning, and I had to get... It's rent day. So I had to wake up early. So that's one of the reasons that my video didn't post on time. But my video's up by now, so if everybody wants to jump over and watch my video... No.
Hold on, you were there? Oh, so you saw I stuck up for you, so, I mean, I'm good.
Oh, there it is. Straight up. Peak's like, wait, you were watching this? Oh my god, what did I say? I don't remember. Oh wait,
I stuck up for
you. I got your back,
I stuck up
fam.
for you, dude.
Nah, you're good, man. You're good. I got it. I ain't scared of chat. Like I said, chat can say whatever the fuck they want. They can say whatever they want.
I put you on the right side of even, so.
It does not hurt my feelings whatsoever.
And if you're not on the right side of even, it's okay.
The day that I start
just
giving
let
a
us know
fuck what anybody thinks about me in chat is the day that I am no longer relevant on the internet. Because you can't be anybody on the internet and have like that little fucking what's the word? Confidence, I guess, would be the word. But like, I don't care. Hell, I just sang Freddie Mercury's version of The Great Pretender, which, if you've ever seen that video, is enough that anybody would question me. But I mean, look, it is what it is. I'm not scared.
I mean, you're being currently called the king of the lurking. How do you feel about that?
I mean, what's wrong with that? I don't
So
always have to get in chat and sit there and join the plebs. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I just like to watch the world burn.
interesting. It really disturbs me that you're subbed to my channel now because I was pretty confident you were asleep, and they brought you up. So
Yeah, you're right. I was asleep when this all went down. But you forget, there are 35,000 subscribers, or 36. Sorry, I miscounted. That happens occasionally. You give or take a few thousand once in a while.
yeah, no, it happens.
36,000 subscribers on my channel, and quite a few of them are subscribed to your channel. So sometimes people maybe send me links and moments, maybe timestamps saying, "Hey, Spartan, you should check this out." It does happen occasionally.
Really? I would like those names privately in Discord later, so I can.
I will never
block
divulge
them.
my sources. I will never divulge my sources.
I don't care. I had your back. So
Yeah, you're fine. Like I said, and chat, I don't care. Beast, also, I'm in favor of taking Beast's mod away. Just saying.
yeah, well, that makes two of us at the current moment.
He's been on a heck of a rampage this morning.
Yeah. I haven't seen what he said since you've been here, but prior to you getting here,
did you just see what Peaks or be okay? We right now get rid of him. Get rid of his mod right now. I know you just saw what he just typed. That's removal worthy right there.
Yeah,
Beast.
yeah, I couldn't agree more. That's
Beast. You're done.
Beast, you done fucked up. You done fucked up, buddy.
As soon as that fucking wrench disappears, I'm hitting the button.
I already did it for you. Beast, fucking Beast, go to your corner. Beast, you got 5 minutes in the fucking corner. I want your nose in the goddamn corner. Okay, Beast?
I timed him out for another 5 minutes. I don't know if it stacks or not, but fuck it.
I don't know. Beast, put your fucking nose in the corner.
We gotta stop this man.
Talking about packing shit and some weird shit, you're in the corner. That's... Yeah, Beast had me gagging a little bit.
And Tiger got him again. I hope it stacks. I really do. That's 15 minutes. Every one of our guys. Williams got him. I hope it stacks, for the love of God. It better. Fucking straight up.
Bad Beast. Bad boy. Bad.
Every
God.
in chat. You've got
Noriko,
the largest mod
Tiger.
poll. Yeah, I was gonna say,
William.
you literally got the largest mod poll, so if every one of us time him out, he'll never be able to type again.
I love that, dude.
Learn today.
I love that so much. He said, oof, what happened? Well, I don't really want to talk about it, but if you want to go back in time, you can look it up.
Oh, no.
That's all I can say.
My cheekbones hurt from freaking smiling.
Yeah, well, you know, Beast had that coming. I was kind of passing it off. Thought he would calm down,
but asking for it for a while. He'd been asking for it.
Yeah.
Then he had the super chat a while back, and then this.
He had 2 super chats in a row, and both of them were equally disgusting. Probably one more than the other, but that just depends on which. Yeah. Shame on you, Beast. Shame.
The best part is none of us can rescind timeouts either. So if it is stackable, he's in trouble. He might as well just go maybe watch my video. Oh wait, don't, because then he'll fucking type a comment. No, don't do that. All right.
Question for Spartan. You see this? From Captain Puerto Rico! Even though he doesn't live in Puerto Rico, and he's living anywhere even close to there, so...
What exactly is a potato? A root. B, a stem, or a fruit. C, a fruit, or a seed.
Yeah.
I mean, technically it's a tubular, I believe. I think is its actual classification.
Which is a...
It is pretty much, it's a multi-use thing. It's literally, it's a root, it's a seed, like it does everything. Because you take little potatoes and make big potato plants. But yeah, like it's called a tubular.
I never thought about this. until some night that I was up all night. I wasn't streaming. Sitting here with my fucking internet disconnecting all the time. Nothing to fucking do. I was in a YouTube black hole. You ever go into those? The YouTube black holes? You don't know what the fuck you're watching, but you're like super hooked into whatever you're watching.
YouTube black holes are why I turn off the fucking autoplay. Like, do you have autoplay on or off? Like, if I'm watching a playlist, that's one thing. Autoplay can be on. But I turn autoplay off because I will fall asleep watching some weird shit and wake up with a fucking search history that probably ends up on a list somewhere.
The giraffe's penis is 6 feet 3 inches wide. Yeah, no, I'm well aware.
You would take it to a penis. Like, that is you.
So I clicked on this shit, and this was
of course you did,
and this was not the giraffe thing, for fuck's sake. This fucking this was an Englishman, some guy that lived in London.
Oh boy!
And he had a 1/4 acre backyard in downtown fucking London, right?
Okay.
And he grew 300 pounds of potatoes. And me, in my infinitely small brain, was like, wait, how do you grow 300 pounds of potatoes from a 1/4 acre? So I clicked it, and it was a 30-minute video. And I watched the entire fucking video. I was like, God, that was interesting. Thank you, YouTube.
You ever watch Cody's Lab? Hey,
no.
You've never watched Cody's Lab? Cody's Lab is a good channel because he does some weird stuff like that too. His channel goes all over the place, but he's like a chemist, but he's also a fucking he's a really smart dude. But he once did that where he lives in the middle of fucking town and he grew all this stuff, like he grew a whole bunch of fucking plants in buckets in his yard. And he had some ridiculous fucking hauls on his fucking shit. So like he's no joke. But yeah, that's pretty hilarious.
There's way too many F's in the stream right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm way scrolling too many up to figure out what the hell just happened.
Way too many fucking F's in the stream. But this guy grew fucking 300 pounds of potatoes from like 4 potatoes. This shit was amazing.
Well, I don't know if you noticed this, Peak, but potatoes tend to sprout off other potatoes.
It's amazing. Regardless, it was amazing. I've never seen some shit like that. Ever. I live in the middle of nowhere.
Dr. House is in your chat? Damn, I thought I was famous with fucking Con.
Dude, no, Dr. House. Dr. House is an OG.
Old school. Dr. House.
Let him know, Dr. House. Let him know. He's reading the comments, dude. Let him know.
Question for Spartan. What is your favorite ship? Okay, my favorite actual ship is
None
the
of
Iowa.
them.
But my favorite ship currently is Montana. Like, Montana is so good. I love that ship.
All until training rooms drop.
You say that.
All until training rooms drop. When we go 1v1, Conk versus Montana. Or Yama versus Montana. Or GK versus Montana.
You say all these things, but I honestly think that you are going to be slightly disappointed.
I don't know. I'm very disappointed they took away the rental. Very highly disappointed.
Would you ever do a tour vid of USS Texas like you did with USS New Jersey? I'm not gonna ever discount doing them, but you guys got to remember, I am barely scraping by here on my YouTube channel. This is my full-time job. It's my only source of income. Last year I made 31,000 something. On my YouTube channel, so I don't have the most money in the world to just go visit all these places. The only reason I was able to do the New Jersey like that was due to the fact that I had so many generous people helping donate to make that a reality, and then on top of that, I used my own money to supplement it. But yeah, it's not something I can do often. And those are the close ships. Like, I went to Virginia Beach because I was visiting family. So visiting Norfolk and USS Wisconsin is right there. Going to New Jersey with Ryan Szymanski was kind of something that I wanted to do personally. And then I was able to get people to help me do that. But to go to like Texas or California to see Iowa or Hawaii to see Missouri, like those are so far out of reach at this point in time.
I will say, I know you're not in the program, but I did talk to Blip about our meetup that got brought up. And I was like, talking to Blip, you know, could Wargaming pay for the trip, or hotels, or even ticket prices, or fucking even t-shirts or whatever. But I am working kind of with Blip. Blip has the idea of what we want to do. And it might even be a thing where Blip can come over.
Nice.
And I know you're not in the program, but I'm pretty confident if they gifted any amount of money at all, we would get you in that, obviously, as well. So
Yeah, I totally would love to go down to Alabama and crash your guys' CC party. Be fun.
I mean,
if for no other reason,
it's not
like
a party
if
without
you
Spartan.
guys have if you guys have like an event down there with Wargaming, then I show up and just hang out and fucking chat, and then we do whatever, you know, just hanging out with everybody. That would be fun. I don't care. I've done something similar with Wargaming through World of Tanks console up here. We had D-Day Ohio, which is up in Connet, right on the lake, and they actually sponsored a fucking event up there called it was actually part of their Let's Battle tour, where they show up, they set up like a pavilion with PCs and Xboxes and PlayStations, and everybody plays like Wargaming stuff and hangs out with like developers and stuff, and meets just people from around the community. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, like I said, I'm down. I would just need enough like notice so that I could make it happen.
Oh, Aaron said he is rooming with anyone except for you.
No, I would need my own room anyway. I can't be bunking up with people.
Oh, come on now.
I don't think I can
bunk up with somebody.
with people.
2 twin beds.
I don't know.
Come on.
Y'all probably snore and shit.
Dicks out. It's okay. We're not gonna judge each other.
And you guys say that I'm sus. Just say it.
That's because we've been in those environments and we know we're not sus.
Oh.
And so we can joke about it.
Yeah. But
You know?
but seriously, yeah, like I said, I'm down. I don't care. Whatever we got to do. Like I said this 12 fucking months ago when I was still in the CC program and everybody started talking about this shit.
Well, let's see. I'm the creator of the CC meetup, and I was CC at the end of June, and so that's not 12 months ago.
This is close enough. It's fucking February peak.
I haven't even been streaming for a year.
I didn't lose my CC until October, so there you go.
I was talking about this shit in July.
Oh god.
The planet first
Beast was
spring.
back, so it obviously doesn't stack.
It's been a while, so maybe.
No. There's many people hit him with a 300. That's 5 minutes apiece, so like that would have been like 30 minutes. We haven't been talking that long. Not
Beast
since
getting
we
bullied.
to him.
Beast deserved a little bit of that.
He did, 100%.
I mean, just for me alone, he deserved a little bit of that. And then the shit he said there, and then he definitely deserved it. And so, oh, rip Beast.
Gamer Boy coming in with a question. Question for Spartan and Peak. What was the first battleship in World of Warships Legend ever? For me, it was obviously Wyoming. I went straight down the American line first. So,
What's on the Vanguard line? Iron Duke?
Orion? Orion's first?
Orion? There you go. Ah, rip. I don't know about you, but I used common logic and reason, and I thought, oh yeah, fucking British, dude. Kings of the Sea at this time.
Most powerful navy in the world for the longest period of time. Going into World War II, they were still the most powerful navy. Coming out, not so much.
Like, fuck yeah, dude. It's gonna be, Vanguard. That's the yeah. Not even fucking close.
Yeah, especially back then. Especially back then.
Yeah. That was 2+ years ago. You angled at all. Oh. Yeah, Citadel. Yeah, that was a joke and a meme and a half back when the AI was OP.
Jake Woods coming in with, you think Spartan will ever be CC again? Wargaming has told me that they are not telling me I could never be a CC again. But I personally don't care if I'm ever a CC again. It's not something that I try to aspire to.
You don't
I'm
care.
me. I honestly don't care. I do me. They knew that going in. Like I haven't changed. Like they asked me to be a CC. I joined. I broke the rules. Obviously, they warned me multiple times. They kicked me out. And that's the end of it for me. I don't care one way or the other. Does it suck that I don't get free stuff and get to have to spend my own money all the time on the new ships that I want to like show people? Absolutely. But is it something that I aspire to become again? Not really. Like if it happens, it happens. If not, I'm not worried about it.
Oh, that whole thing. You know my thoughts on it. I've been
Like I
probably a
said,
little more public on it than I should have
I
been.
understand their position on it, and I did break the rules, and they did warn me multiple times. This wasn't a one-time thing. So, like I said,
Yeah,
I don't
but
have any issues with them. I don't have any issues with Wargaming. I don't have any issues with any of the team that made the
yeah,
decisions.
but
So, like, the situation that surrounded that entire event is a completely separate deal. So, like, it is what it is. The good news is I don't have to worry about that shit anymore. So, like, I'm not worried. So on a less serious note, what do we got next? How do you feel about being able to save certain
I'm
loadouts
glad
on
I'm glad you're
ships?
wanting to switch the topic because I would fucking dive into this
Right. I don't want you to get into trouble because we're like talking, you know what I mean? Because you're technically streaming.
because I
So
would fucking dive into this shit.
and you're tired as fuck and I don't want you to make a mistake.
I would fucking
But
say a lot of shit.
I'll be your PR manager right now.
I
How
know.
do you
I
feel
know.
How do you feel about being able to save certain loadouts on ships? That way you don't have to change things every time or forget to change back. That would be something I would be extremely interested in. Because how many times that you set up a fucking commander for one ship and you go to use another ship that has the exact same commander and you change a couple of perks here and there and you fuck yourself. Been there, done that. Queen Elizabeth and Conqueror is one of them, where I run
Hmm.
Azure Lane Nelson on both, but I don't use Big 7 on Queen Elizabeth because I primarily fire AP. So, like, that fucks me over every time when I get in my Queen and I realize my fucking traverse speed on my turret is 52 seconds or whatever it is. So,
But
yeah.
you would be happy to know, Spartan, that it's in the backlog.
Yeah, I'm sure. You know what was else in the
But
backlog?
it's in the backlog.
You know what
So
else was in the backlog?
crossplay
Crossplay divisions.
in the
Look how
backlog.
long that took.
I will say Wargaming did contract out, from what I understand, which is not very much, a third-party company to do the backlog, to do this whole crossplay div thing. They contracted somebody else to do it instead of them.
Tony, play the Spartan crying vid peak. Look,
Who the fuck said that?
it's Tony. He's one of those guys that I've upset at
Hey,
one point or
Tony!
another, and
Hey!
he's fine. He's allowed to say whatever he wants. This is a free country, right? But yeah, like the Spartan crying, like what it happened. What's the big deal? Like it was a
Tony, you're on
fucking
thin ice,
emotional
dude.
thing. Like
You're on
it's an
thin ice, dude.
actual it's an emotional thing. Like I'm not a robot. I have emotions.
Oh shit,
Thing.
Dr. Fat did it.
But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Do I like the salty me? No. I was pretty fucking honest about that in the thing. But in terms of the rest of it, like it does like there's a difference between not enjoying that part of yourself and then also realizing that a big part of the people that watch your channel for the streams watch it for that reason. So it's entertaining. It's a bit cringe. It's not something that I prefer, but it gets the views. So sorry.
Well, I don't think people understand that what you do on camera and what you off camera are two totally different things. Like, when you stream, you are yourself because there's nothing else you can be. I mean, sure, you could stream for an hour or two and put on some facade, but not anything every day or 3 times a week or whatever. Eventually, you're going to come through. You know, you're going to crack and you're going to let people know exactly how it is. And I mean, if people don't like that aspect, it's their prerogative.
Right.
That's the way
And
I see it.
I say the same thing every stream when I see people comment that, oh, can you stop swearing? Or, hey, can you not be so angry? Or I say the same thing to them that I always say, which is, if you don't like it, you don't have to watch the stream. Nobody's forcing you to be here. The stream's literally called the Salt Ration. It literally says in the description on the very first line, there will be strong language. I can't
Yeah.
do more to reiterate that. I say it at the beginning of the stream too. I literally start the stream by saying, "Hey everybody, welcome to the Salt Ration. If you're not used to the streams or if this is your first time coming to a stream, there
Yeah.
will be strong language. So keep
Yeah.
that in mind." If that's not your thing, I completely understand. Like I understand why somebody might not want to see that, especially if they only have ever seen my post comment or my post gameplay narrations. Like if that's all they've ever seen, then I could see being shocked by the fucking stream.
Yeah.
But you're literally being warned about it. So, I mean, keep that in mind. And like I said, I am the most real person you're ever going to meet. All right? I don't put on a facade. Like, one of the best people that I like to watch is Flambass for the sole purpose that the man is real. Like, he's himself. He's a goofy fucking guy. He gets upset. He says what he wants to fucking say. Like, I get it. So, that's the people that I like to watch, right? Those are the people that I like to watch. Real fucking people. I don't like to watch people that put on fucking facades. I don't like to watch fucking like, Jingles. To me is kind of boring. I don't really care to watch him, even though I love his like history that he talks about the ships. Like I just it doesn't resonate with me as much as watching a really good player go out there and have bad things happen to him and he get upset about it, you know? Markiplier is another one I love to watch. Markiplier's funny as fuck, and then he's fucking raging like a motherfucker the next moment. Like it's hilarious. I love it.
Yeah, I love Markiplier, dude. And what's the game with the pogo stick?
Fucking Getting Over It or
Pogo Stuck? Yeah, pogo Stuck. I think it's getting. Is it Pogo Stuck or is it Getting Over It?
Getting Over It was the one where he's in the fucking cauldron using the sledgehammer to move.
Oh, that's so good. That's
Pogo
so
Stuck
good.
Is the pogo stick.
That's one of my favorite Markiplier moments.
Games. Those are actual rage games. That's what they're meant for. You ever seen them do like Super Meat Boy or fucking? There's a game called it's literally V's, which are actually spikes, but that's the name of the game. You should totally watch that fucking thing. That was hilarious. And then there's there's another one called Give Up 2. That's another fucking rage game that he played. That shit, he got so fucking pissed. He did some really good shit early in that fucking game. But he got to a point where he's like, I just want to get to halfway fucking just starts fucking just and then he just gives up. It's like there's sections of rage, like as a gamer, like there's sections of okay, you start out, you're like, oh, this is blah blah blah. Oh, I died. Okay, whoa, I just do better next time. Oh, and then you start to blame the game, right? And then you're like, you start to blame yourself, and then you start to get to the point where you're so fucking fed up, and you know that you want to put it down, but you can't, so you just keep going because your fucking ego is in the way, and you're like, I'm gonna finish this shit. And then, like, that's what I love. Like, those are the shits that I love. I would love to do that, but I also know that I would probably have a fucking aneurysm if I tried to play rage games.
Yep.
So that's why I haven't done it.
So I have to acknowledge this. I have to acknowledge this before we go any further. Hold My Beast with a $2 super chat. He said, all fair in love and war. I will take it.
I
with
bet
a heart.
You will, Beast.
I'm sure he will. Beast, thank you for the $2 super chat. And I will go ahead now and thank you for the $10 super chat. Mostly because I forgot the disgusting things you put in it. Even though now I'm thinking about it, it's coming back to memory. Moving on. Thank you, Beast. And welcome back to the mod pool. You have been uncornered. So.
So here's another one. I don't know if you got another one that you want to talk about first.
Capitan, maybe.
Go for it.
Well, I mean, he said, Pete, seeing you play The Forest made me play another survival game called DayZ. Have you ever heard about it? I don't know about you. I love DayZ. I thought DayZ was a fantastic game. I played it on a piece of shit old console on an SSD. I still loved it. And I wish I could play it more. It's a fantastic game. I mean, just through and through. I don't know about you if you ever played any kind of survival / shooters, but man,
Survival isn't my thing, and the reason for that is I suck. Like honestly, I really do suck at survival games. It can be hilarious, which is why I'm looking forward to Ark 2 coming out later this year at some point.
yeah,
Because Ark is a great game. I love Ark. I'm
it's,
not good at Ark at all, and so it leads to some fucking hilarious moments, and I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, no, they're not my thing, even though they are funny as hell when I play them. So like my thing is like I can play them and I can enjoy them for a very short amount of time, but I usually lose interest very quickly.
well, like DayZ is a PvE mostly with the
Right.
optional PvP occasionally.
Right, but I've also played a game called 7 Days to or not, yeah, 7 Days to Die, I think is what it's called.
Yeah,
It's fucking zombie survival where every 7 days you have a horde comes in and tries to kill you and you got to build a base and survive and all of that stuff. So like I've played survival games and I enjoy survival games, but like I said, I usually lose interest pretty quickly. Especially in games that don't have an actual ending. Like if they don't have an end. If it's just games that keep going and going until you die, like that's what kills me about survival games.
well, see, like DayZ's not that way. So like DayZ is, it's a little bit different. It is meant to be PvP. Hordes don't rush you, but you can build up bases so that you can fight PvP. So it's a little different. You get all your loot and everything from the PvE side, like villages and bases and things like that. But I don't know. It's something different. When I played it on console, I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I hated how it ran. It ran like dog shit. I mean, worse than PUBG at its beta. It was terrible. But the gunplay, when it ran good, was really nice. It was a lot of fun. So maybe
Yeah,
maybe DayZ 2 like runs really good. You get into that. That's
Maybe. And again, a lot of it comes down to if it's a multiplayer game, like who I'm playing with. Like that's another one. Because I can enjoy just about anything as long as I got a group of guys that's having fun, you know what I mean?
right.
So that I don't have a problem with. But we
Right.
got another question from Mark L'Esperance. He says, was there a moment or something that happened that made you realize you wanted to become a streamer? So I think we can both answer this one. First, for me, it was my mom passed away in 2016. She passed away day before Valentine's Day 2016. And, that throws you. I was 28 or 29. I can't remember. It's either 28 or 29. And, that throws your entire life upside down. Like everybody expects to bury their parents at some point. But to bury your parent when like that early just seems like you lost out on a lot of time. Like you see everybody's parents or some people's parents live until their 90s or hundreds, or like my dad's parents lived into their 70s. My mom's parents lived into their 70s. I lost my mom when she was 51 years old to lung cancer. So like I get it. I 100% like that was a big catalyst in my life. It kind of gave me a bit of a reality check that I need to grow up. I need to do some things for myself. I need to
Is that
do
what
something that I enjoy.
Did that kickstart your whole health program or what?
Not exactly, but it did kickstart the whole streaming thing because later that year, Dad and I went, just the two of us, went down to my aunt and uncle's house down at Virginia Beach, just as a getaway, just kind of forget about everything. And we just hung out, we relaxed, and when I decided to record, my buddy Bolvi had started recording his stuff, and he was having fun, and seemed to be doing okay. And I wanted to kind of do something similar, but I also seen so many channels on YouTube where there were these guys that were the most boring people on the planet, and they got these huge followings, and they're not particularly good at anything. And I'm like, how can they do that with like no personality whatsoever and make enough money to get by on? Like that's like my dream job. I love video games, right? So like if I
Yeah.
can find a way to make enough money to get by and do it as my dream job, that's what I want to do. So I started streaming, or not streaming. I started recording. The game that I was playing at the time was World of Tanks console. I grew my channel from literally nothing, and it took a long time. And when I
Yeah.
started my channel, I never expected it to amount to anything. And then, a couple of years into streaming World of Tanks console, I wasn't happy with the direction the game was going. I was looking for an out, and I kind of I had dabbled with World of Warships PC on uh, occasion, and didn't really get into it solely due to the fact that I was absolute trash at the game, and I got obliterated one day by one torpedo after I dodged torpedoes. Like I had just dodged every one of them, and I took a single torpedo and it detonated me on PC because detonations are more frequent on PC. And I was fucking livid. I went from full health in my battleship to no health due to a single torpedo hit. And so I uninstalled the game. And I said, if this game ever comes to console, I'm gonna fucking jump on it. And I started seeing, like, in the rumor mill that the Wargaming had hired a small development team to work on a new project, and there was some rumors about it being potentially World of Warships related. And I was like, oh my god, this is finally gonna happen. I might actually be able to get in on the ground floor of a fucking Wargaming game, which I know is gonna hit home with a lot of people. And I actually had a decent following at that point. I had 2,900 subscribers when I first got into World of Warships Legends alpha test. And they finally released us from the NDA so that we could start to put out videos.
Those
And
pesky NDAs.
yeah, I was allowed to finally release a video on it. And when I released the video, there were only 2 videos on World of Warships Legends on YouTube. 2 videos. It
Yeah.
was Jingles and me. And Jingles and I had basically the exact same title or something similar, and so I was showing up directly underneath Jingles every time that the stuff started. And I went from
I'll get right on
3,000
that, brother.
subscribers
I'll get
on
right on
January
that.
1st of 2019 to, by Easter of 2019, having over 4,000 subscribers. So I gained a third of the total subscribers on my channel up to that point, which was 2.5 to 3 years in a couple of months. And then
Right.
from there, my channel just snowballed. And it's been a hell of a ride. So that's my story. Let's hear yours, Peak.
Well, while you were talking, I read a comment that now I can't find. Tony, thank you for the €2 super chat. Jokes aside, you guys should start a podcast. We have another channel. So, yeah, we have a totally other channel, separate from our individual gaming channels. That is a combined effort. There's the two of us, and you catch a lot of stories on there as well as other things. We mostly react to videos, but before and after, you catch a lot of things like that. So if somebody would be so kind in chat as to drop him a link to that. I want to find this one comment before I answer what you said. It was in here somewhere. I got live chat turned on, so I went through this whole big dispute earlier. Did you know that when you have the YouTube chat imported to OBS, you have the option for live chat and top chat?
I didn't pay attention, no.
I didn't either.
I mean, that makes sense because you have that same option right now, like in the right side, like
Right, live chat versus top chat.
right. It makes
I
sense.
didn't know that, but one of my people they kept posting a comment and it kept getting retracted. I told them to copy paste it, put it again, and I could read it in Restream on screen on OBS, but not in the live chat portion. We figured it out. It was live chat versus top chat, and now I found it. He retracted the message, so I won't say anything about it because he retracted the message. I don't know if he wants to share that or not, but it's something more relating to you than anything, because situations. So I'll continue with what you said. I started a channel as a meme, man. As a complete meme. You remember my meme videos? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just for fun, dude. It was never to be anything or to go anywhere. It was just for fun. I had all these clips. Yeah, I deleted all my PUBG stuff, and yeah, I just had all this space. I just started making clips. And I took those clips, I downloaded them to my this is now my streaming PC. Dog shit PC is what it is. And very slowly and meticulously made them into the meme videos, and just did that for fun, pretty much. I'm pretty sure Aaron is actually the reason I started streaming. Like for the memes, pretty much. And so I started streaming, and dude, I remember the first month I streamed, I had like 1 or 2 people in there. I had nobody in there. Nobody watched me stream. Nobody cared. At the time, dude, like even Legends on Twitch is still pretty sad, but it's grown a lot. Like people don't realize how much Legends on Twitch has grown. So I started, at the time, you'd have 10, 15, 20 people on Legends Twitch side, and now you have 30, 60, maybe up 75, 80, like that. But it's still nothing in comparison to what Twitch is. But it's grown quite a bit if you think about it. That's active people, not total people in general. And so I started, and I was just streaming off the console, kind of like Aaron does, and just doing it, for whatever fucking reason. I don't remember why. But one thing led to the next, and it started growing at a pretty substantial rate. I also crossed it over to my YouTube with my meme channel, which is me. But I crossed it over there, and it started growing. And all of a sudden there was like 2, then there was 4 and 8, 12. And I was holding like 12 people on YouTube, and I was like, damn, I'm doing pretty good, having 12 people on YouTube. That's going from 1 to 2 to 3 on Twitch. That's going to 12. You're triple, quadding your viewership. It's like, man, there's like little bit of viewership here, and we'd always do count-ins and try and get people on our team, of the team, whatever. And it just kept growing at a very substantial rate through March, April, started growing. Then had to start doing Sub Sunday because the numbers got to where we would take over lobbies every game, almost every game, half the people in the same lobby. And it got to around like March, I would say, March, April, it got to where it was to the point where I was like, wow, there's a lot of people here between YouTube. There's still very few numbers on Twitch, but it had varied. And I was like, man, like maybe I could go for, you were a CC, Aaron was a CC. Like, maybe I could go for CC,
Hashtag peak for CC.
Peak for CC, yeah. That hashtag spread like crazy. You know, like I don't know. I've never considered myself a trendsetter by any means, but by God, when I fucking jump into the deep end, dude, I'm gonna make a wake. You know what I mean? I'm a big dude.
There you go. Mark, I feel you there, dude, man, for real. Sorry to hear that. I know what it's like. Been there. Mine was my mother, but I definitely get you. But Christopher Hill, he came in with a nice little comment for all of us. To be real, the reason why I watch Spartan, Peak, and A-Run is because you guys are real. You love World of Warships Legends. You love to game. You very much appreciate the peeps who watch. Much love to you guys. So I'll start with, we appreciate you guys, 100%. Personally, I love interacting with people on YouTube, like especially. I don't have a Twitch. Well, I do have a Twitch, but I don't actually use it for anything. But I love to interact with people. My channel has always been focused around trying to, comment and heart, like, and comment to everybody that comments on my videos. But I've gotten to the point now that I can't do that as much because, I mean, literally I get over 5,000 comments a month usually on my videos. So I just can't. I don't have the time to do that. But I still go through. I read all the comments. If I like your comment, it means I've read it. If I heart your comment, it means I really enjoyed it. If I comment on your comment, you should pretty much count yourself pretty lucky. I comment quite a bit, but I mean, that's an extra step that I just don't really have the time to do a whole lot of anymore. But interacting with you guys is what makes my channel that much more enjoyable. And to see that, I'm nobody. I'm literally nobody. I am a goofy guy from the middle of nowhere that likes to play games and records himself talking to himself.
You never hearted any of my comments back before I knew you.
Well, it do be like that. But I will say this. One of the most interesting things for me from being in the middle of nowhere and, doing my channel has been interacting with people from all around the world. Like, literally all around the world. If you look at my channel's reach, there are people from every country and some countries I didn't even know existed. So, like, it's actually ridiculous. And I enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoy it. And it's also one of the reasons that I try to interact with other YouTubers and streamers in that. What are you doing, Beak? Lord.
That's in Bravo 6 going dark.
Yeah. But one of the reasons I like to try to help other channels out, I mean, if you look at channels like Hivehound and T-Bowl and Tactic and Zarkoon, even though Tactic not so much, just because I don't have that many interactions with Tactic, but T-Bowl and Zarkoon,
I don't either.
And Hive and you obviously and Aaron and I mean, there's so many people. I mean, Hustle and Girth and all of these guys with channels that I like to get them to get their names out there to help people like find their channels, because I know what it's like to grow a channel from nothing. I know what it's like to spend 3.5 years trying to grow a channel from literally nothing just to get to 3,000 subscribers. You guys have done it in no time at all. Like, you guys don't understand how lucky you guys are. It took me forever. I started my channel as a World of Tanks console artillery channel.
Yeah.
Okay? Imagine playing World of Tanks as a channel, and especially World of Tanks console, not the hugest audience in the world, and then deciding, oh yeah, let's play the most hated fucking class in the game, and try to build a channel off of that. So, I mean, it's something that I understand very well, and I like to try to help other people. I don't care who they are. If I have an opportunity to try to help people, I try to do it. And then to go even further than that with the interactions is, I know what it's like when your fucking favorite YouTuber, or even just a YouTuber that you watch a lot of, sees your comment and likes it or hearts it, or God forbid they pin you, or I mean, there's so many things that could happen. It's such a great feeling. Like Peak and I were playing Railroads one night. And out of the blue, fucking not Zarkoon. God, I just fucked that up. Khan Gaming drops into the fucking chat, and both of us turned into little fucking schoolgirls. It's like
Mm-hmm.
there's no fucking like how the hell does Con Gaming find my YouTube channel, let alone drop in and say hi? Like I watch that guy all the time. I literally watch all of his videos. And
Right.
so like that's one of those
Right.
moments. Like it's just real. Like that's me. I'm sorry. Like I'm just like everybody in chat. Like I'm nobody. I don't think I'm anybody special. But I understand also that to them I could be somebody special. So I try to interact with everybody that I can. I try to heart, I like and comment and do all the things.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think people realize, even with, like, I'm sure it happens to you a lot more, but even to people like me, I mean, who am I? You know? You, a little more so. Me, I started my channel, a year ago, but I never started putting out any kind of content. I wanted to have 200 views, you know, maximum. Oh, I'm fucking muted. Am I muted? No, I'm not. Okay. So I had like 200, 250 views, like max. Until I started streaming, and that's when it started to pick up. But like, even now, like, it's like every day I get messages from people. Like, people just like recognizing me. They go up against or whatever, and I'm sure it's for you. It's probably 10,000 fold. You probably go in every match you go into. You probably get 1 to 3 messages. You know. For me, it's kind of surreal though, because until 9 months ago, I'd never started streaming and nobody knew me, and then from then to now, it's grown exponentially, and then I still get messages like crazy. To me, that's crazy. Like, people are messaging me. I have not gotten hate mail in over 8 months. Like, nobody's hate mailed me.
So that's one of the craziest things about becoming like at least known is that the hate mail just stops. I mean, I do
It
get it occasionally,
stops.
but it pretty much stops. And every comment that you or every message that you get is, "Hey man, love your videos." It's like, I
Yeah,
appreciate
it
you.
stops. Like,
I appreciate that.
I don't know if they go to message and they click the name, they go, "Oh, wait. Oh my god. He's that guy." You know, I don't know what it is, but like, it stops. It stops completely. Like, I went from getting hate mail for over a year, you know, from whoever the fuck that did really shitty on the team that helped us lose, you know,
See,
to,
hate mail has been something in gaming that I just don't understand. Like, I am as salty as it comes, right? In the moment, if I get fucked up, I am either pissed at myself because I overextended, or I'm pissed at the person because they got some fluke shot or whatever. Like, I get as pissed gets. I have never once sent a fucking hate message. Like, the amount of, like, pettiness that takes to go in there for, like, 30 to 40 seconds after the match is already over and you're on to the next one, to sit there and type out a fucking message or even voice chat somebody saying something awful. Like, it's just, I've never understood that. Like, the game's over, you're on to the next one, whatever. You just move on. I don't understand how people do that, but yeah, that's definitely been a thing. But we also have another question or another comment here from, let's see, where did it go? Oh God.
yeah, good luck keeping up with them.
Oh, it was Edward. Edward Kenway, obviously great game. Love it.
Yeah,
Of course, I'm sure it was an actual person at some point, but for me, it's the game. But Spartan and Pete, do
100%.
you both have jobs, or is YouTube your job? Well, personally, for me, I had a job right up until July of last year. I lied. Last year was 2021. July of 2020 was when I left my job to do YouTube full time. I've been pretty fortunate to be able to just do YouTube full time for a year and some time now. So yeah, it's definitely been a pretty awesome experience for me. It's not easy. I definitely just scrape by. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not out here raking in the money. But like I said, I made $31,000 last year just gaming. Like, that's fucking ridiculous to me. Like I worked in factories. I've worked right out of high school. I worked construction. I worked excavating. I got into factories. Found out that I'm really good at like doing the same things over again, over and over again. So I was able to get into factories, learn how to do processing and stuff and injection molding. I do all of those things. I've been able to move up through the years pretty easily because I'm a good worker. And so like factories were just easy for me. And but I don't enjoy working in the factories because factories also have some of the worst fucking managements on the planet because they just don't care. Like to them you're a number. And so you show up every day, you bust your ass and one thing goes wrong and you're the worst person on the planet. And so the fact that I was able to walk away from that and carry on doing my job as YouTube and do what I enjoy
Mm-hmm.
for a living, and for the first time in my life, actually be rewarded directly for the amount of work that I put in, which is
Right.
something that you don't get out of a normal job.
Definitely. So you're happy with your Switch?
Yeah. Yeah. I've actually never been happier, ever.
That's
Um,
good.
I've been pretty honest over the years with how my life has gone. Like I have a video out there. Like I don't want to go into everything, obviously, because it'd take forever. It took me an hour and some odd time to say it the first time. But there's a video called "My 5,000 Subscriber Special." Okay, it's kind of dated at this point. It's old school World of Warships Legends, but it's still relevant in terms of the content of what I was saying. So I grew up. Wasn't a perfect house, wasn't a perfect life. You know, I lived in a trailer my entire life in the middle of nowhere. I say I grew up in the middle of the swamp, in the middle of the forest, in the middle of nowhere. I mean it. That is literally where I grew up. Um, my mom was an alcoholic. She was an EMT when I was growing up. But when we started school, when my sister and I started school, she ended up starting drinking, and she went down a fucking rabbit hole of just absolute misery. I love my mom to death, but the things that she would do and say on a daily basis, if it came from your worst enemy or any other normal person, would be different. But because it's coming from your own mother, it's just awful. And then to take and go from that, and then my dad at the time, my dad's a workaholic. He literally, he was never home. He's always working. And I've looked at now that my mom's passed away, and I'm the one kind of in control of my dad's finances because he just can't do that sort of stuff. Um, he just he doesn't have the capacity to do his own finances and stuff. So like I look back on the amount of money that he was making growing up, and I understand why he had to work as many hours, and I understand how much money he was not making at the time. And it really kind of gives you a sense of perspective of just how much your parents had to put up with. Um, and while it wasn't the ideal life, like I wouldn't change it because the shit that I went through growing up with that, I mean, it made me closer to my sister. Me and my sister, I mean, I love my sister to death. Uh, but like the shit that we went through growing up, I wouldn't put that on anybody. But it made me who I am today. Like
Hmm.
I'm relatively easygoing outside of gaming, obviously. Like in a in any sort of competitive environment, I get it fucking upset. But generally speaking, I don't do anything in terms of I'm the easiest going guy on the planet. But there's certain things that it's caused also. Like I overthink everything, like literally everything, and that holds me back in certain aspects. Keeps me out of trouble for the most part. Don't have too many issues with the law, but it does kind of take away like some of the fun aspects of life. Like I've never done any sort of drugs, never drank, never smoked. I don't have any interest in doing any of that stuff. It's never been anything that interests me because growing up with an alcoholic, like that kind of takes the whole drinking thing out of it for me. But
Mm-hmm.
but that's just me. Like I said, I wouldn't change it because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be who I am today.
Yeah.
And so that's just me.
Well, there's actually I learned some details about you right then that I didn't even know. I've known you for fucking what, 2 years
Yeah, at least.
at least. Yeah, known you for a long time. So I never knew why you wouldn't, why you didn't want to drink at a CC meetup, man. Crack a beer, crack a Corona on the beach.
It
Has to do
literally
with
comes
your
down to like I overthink everything. And so like growing up with my mom as an alcoholic, right?
yeah
I
yeah.
literally just I'm 6'1", or actually 6'2" technically. 6'2",
Oh, 6'1.9". Okay,
whatever.
Zatu.
Whatever. It's 6'1" then. Fuck it. I don't care. But 6'1", 235 pounds. I know what my mom was capable of when she was fucking drunk. All right? All of the fucking awful shit that she would put us through. Um I could seriously hurt somebody, and that's something that I can't afford. So, and I don't want to live with it. I don't want to like deal with the consequences of that. And I don't, most of all, I don't want to end up recreating the same mistakes that my mother did. So that's why I avoid all of that shit. Like, it's just never interested me.
Hmm. That's deep, man.
Again,
That's
I
deep.
I literally am the most real person. Like, if people ask me questions, I'm honest. It's one of the like I'm transparent. Like, if people ask, I generally answer pretty much every question that they ask. So I'm honest. I try to, I don't hide things. If people want to know, all they got to do is ask.
Yeah, that's deep. That's I don't think very many people have had to. Not saying everybody, but I feel like not very many people have had to deal with that in their life. I'm not saying everyone's had a perfect upbringing. I mean, I certainly didn't. But I mean, I don't think anyone's ever to deal with that specific scenario. Especially like, was your mom like abusive? Like, was that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like straight up, mentally and physically. Like it is a thing.
Yeah, I
Um,
think that's
and like I
sad.
said, and my mom was all of 5'4", and like 150 pounds, maybe a little more than that as she got older, but like yeah, she was always a small woman. And like I said, if as bad as it was for her, like there's just I don't want to I don't want to take the chance of me doing something like that. But
Right.
the video that I referenced, my 5,000 subscriber special, my story is literally what it's called, is an hour long and has gotten 25,698 views since it was published. And you'd be surprised how
Very
many
specific
people
number.
mentioned in the comments that resonated with them, or they had something similar, or just hearing that they weren't alone and that somebody else had gone through something similar. You know what I mean? And the way I looked at the situation as not necessarily oh woe is me, I went through this, and but as it made me who I am today. And the reason that I do my channel the way that I do is to make people smile. And that's one of the things, like when people bring up like me crying on stream, like the reason I was crying wasn't that I was upset with me personally as much as it was that I felt like I was starting to get away from the core purpose of my channel, which was to make people smile. And if I'm actually hurting people by my channel, that's where I can't do it. Like
Yeah.
that's what hurt. It wasn't that I'm upset that I get upset during the games. It's that I'm actually hurting somebody else, which is never the intention of my game. So while I do get upset, the naming and the shaming and putting people on blast in front of 300. I mean, you guys have seen the streams. Tuesday, we had the most ridiculous stream ever. Literally, over 450 people were watching at one time. We had over 300 plus people the entire stream. Had over 5,000 chat messages.
Right.
If I, at some point during that stream, name and shame somebody, like it's a huge fucking deal. And that's where I get into trouble. And that's why I'm trying to, while I'm still salty, I'm trying to get away from the calling people out and saying this or saying that, because it does affect them. It does hurt them. And again, my channel's main goal is to always be the thing that makes people smile. If I can make people smile, no matter what situation they're in, just being able to smile for 15 minutes on a video can make all the difference. Because a lot of people, and I mentioned this in that video as well, I've been at that dark place. I know what it's like to try to kill yourself. I know the thought process when you're sitting there contemplating how you're going to do it, or what's going to happen when your family finds you after the fact. And then actually trying to still go through with it, even though I didn't end up finishing the job. Like, I know what that's like, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody. And so if I can get somebody to smile, maybe I can help steer them away from moments like that. And that's literally what my channel's all about.
Sounds like we need to play more railroads.
What?
Have me fall asleep on stream. Stuff like that. I mean, I can't specifically say that I had an upbringing like yours. I mean, everyone's story is different, you know. Mine was different. So, I mean, my parents were married for a few years. They got split up. Mom married somebody else. A few years into that, I'm 4 or 5 years old. He ends up being abusive. She leaves. And I grew up on the side of a mountain for like 3 years. Dead ass serious. I grew up on the side of a mountain 6 days a week. My mom used to beat my ass. Like, wooden spoon. Did you get the wooden spoon treatment?
I've gotten pretty much everything you can think of. I've had things thrown at me. I've had all the things. Yeah.
Wooden spoon, the belt. I had everything thrown at me, dude, until I reached about 11 years old. 11, 12, something like that. At that point, I was the size of my mom. And at that point, I made a mental decision to not let, you know, whatever punishment they are inflicting to show. And at that point, you know, it became real for my mom. My mom's changed a lot over the years. She's a totally different person. After this happened, she became a totally fucking different person for my younger brother and my 2 younger sisters, which is fucking bullshit, and I still give them hell for it today. I took so many whippings, lashes, whatever, for them. I mean, fuck. I don't even think she's ever spanked my littlest sister. You know, but goddamn, I got my ass beat. That's for sure. You know?
Sad part was I was the young one, and I was still the one getting my butt whooped for my sister. My sister's the older sibling. She's supposed to be the one that gets the freaking the beatings and stuff. I'm the young one. I'm supposed to be the preferred one. But no, like here's a perfect example. My sister, I grew up in a trailer, okay? My sister and I's rooms were right next to each other. She took a fucking screwdriver and poked a hole in her closet between her room and my room. So I end up with this freaking hole in the room. My mom and dad beat my ass because they thought I was spying on my sister. And my sister to this day refuses to tell them the truth. And so and obviously mom's gone. Like, my sister denied this all the way up, like she still denies it. She swears she won't tell anybody. She just won't say it. It's bullshit.
She'll tell you?
Oh yeah, I was there. She's the one that did it.
But she'll tell you?
Yeah, she knows. Because I bring it up to her all the time still. I go to her house when I babysit and shit. She did tell her, like, what are you going to tell? Like, seriously. I've brought it up multiple times. And Dad, I know Mom and Dad knew after I brought it up. But I told them for years. I was like, dude, this is bullshit. Y'all kicked my ass. They whooped my ass good. Like, for reals. Like, when my mom and dad, don't get me wrong, my mom and dad were always the ones that would rather sit you down and talk to you than just beat your ass. Like, that, because
shit,
honestly,
my mom wasn't. Fuck.
Well, my mom and dad figured out pretty early on that beating your ass just didn't end up solving the problem. I had a lot of ass beatings from like not doing homework and shit, or not turning homework in. I would do homework and leave it at home, and then I would end up with detentions.
This little wood piece of balsa feels very fucking similar to what my ass felt for years.
Yeah. But yeah, like my mom and dad, they would set you down. Like, don't get me wrong, there was plenty of fucking beatings to go around, but
Oh my god.
my favorite beating of all time was we had an after school detention, obviously an extended day where I had to stay till 5 p.m. because I hadn't turned in my homework. And my dad told me before dinner that if he ever heard that I had another after school detention for not turning in my homework, he would whoop my ass until I couldn't sit down.
Yeah, my mom has said that too. Yeah.
And my dad is a big dude. My dad is literally my size, a little bit shorter than me now, but growing up, I mean, my dad's 6'1", 6 foot, 300 pounds. I mean, the guy's a big dude. He's a truck driver.
Yeah.
And he's strong as hell. He's a country guy living in the middle of nowhere his entire life. So like he's got the build to do whatever the fuck he wants at the moment, especially when you're a kid. And I was in middle school at the time. And after telling me that, I didn't divulge to him that I had an after school detention the very next day for not turning in my homework. And instead,
oh boy,
I waited until he left for work the following morning. I saw him driving out the driveway, and then I told my mom that I had an after-school detention for not turning in my homework. And I'm not joking. My mom runs out the house, starts running down the driveway, realizes she can't catch up to my old man. And then she comes back in the house and she muttered the words that I will never forget. Because my mom was no stranger to whooping my ass on her own. But she said, "You wait till your dad comes home." And she left
God
it
damn.
at that. She didn't fucking say anything to me. She just straight said, "You wait till your dad comes home," and went into her bedroom. I was like, oh, damn.
Mean, that's kind of fucked too. I mean, come on.
But she held on to that all day long. I had hoped. So here's one of the perks of growing up with an alcoholic parent. One of the perks is a lot of times, if you tell somebody something in the morning, by the time the afternoon or evening comes around, they're either passed out or they've forgotten what you've told them. So I had hoped that by the time, and this is me in middle school, by the way. Remember, I overthink everything. So I had already planned this out. And this was, I think, 5th grade, for God's sakes, in middle school. But anyway, I digress. Long story short, Dad comes home. She did not forget. She was not passed out. And Dad comes home, and he fucking lived up to his end of the bargain. I had fucking purple marks all the way down the sides of my fucking legs, on my arms, because he was swinging that fucking leather belt so much that I was just like, every part of me, like, they grab your pants, they pull them down, they just start swinging the fucking belt, and your hands are trying to block the shit. You got purple fucking marks everywhere. If that happened today, social services would be there, the police would be there. Like, I went to school, I literally had fucking belt marks on my arms. Nobody gave a fuck. And I deserved it. But, guess what? After that, I never got another fucking detention.
Yeah. See, to a point. I mean, I don't know. The whole punishment thing is weird. As I grew up and I got bigger, you know, I'm 6'4.5". I'm a fucking big dude. At some point between like 11 and 12, my mom no longer wanted to whip my ass because I became the size of her. You know, I was pretty strong. And at some point, my dad stopped wanting to whip my ass too. I'm not saying then, but I'm saying, you know, soon after. So, you know, I could get in trouble in school or whatever and ended up not being that big of a deal. Like, I don't know. It just seems unproportionate. For me, listening to you talk about it just seems wildly unproportionate.
Right, but again, like I said, I don't know. I look at things differently than other people. When I look back on it, I realize that there was a lot like that was a fucking it was a pattern of behavior that I was exhibiting. And then on top of that, I went even further than that and premeditated not telling my dad at that moment that I was going to fucking have an after school detention because I knew he would beat my ass. And then I waited until he left for work the next morning to tell my mom because I thought that she would forget by the time that I got home the next day. And so, like, I understand it. And at the end of the day, it actually worked. Like, I never got in that sort of fucking issue ever again. And in high school, I went on to fucking have A's and B's all the way through high school. I went into, when I decided to do college, which was at the same time I started my YouTube channel, I ended up starting my YouTube channel, working full time, and doing college half-time, getting my associate's degree in network administration. Um, I was on the dean's list the entire time I went through college. Ended up getting that degree after mom passed away, unfortunately. And the sad part is the only reason I ended up getting my degree in network administration was because my mom said that I wasn't really college material. Just the fact that she said that I was going to get that fucking that degree, and not only get the degree, but fucking do it with fucking like a 3.7 grade point average, which was higher than my high school grade point average.
That's good. I mean, you proved,
so,
like your point, but
I love my parents. There were times that my parents did things that they probably shouldn't have, but at the same time, it worked out in the long term, and I am who I am today because of everything that I went through. I don't regret it. It sucked at the time. I've been through things, but the things that I've been through help me empathize with people that are going through similar things nowadays, and I think that helps resonate with a lot of people. So that's just the way I look at things. So,
would you mind reading chat for a minute while I take a leak? I got to pee so bad. My intestines are going to explode like in 30 seconds. He's all yours, boys.
Yep. I mean, mostly right now it seems like everybody's talking about their childhood and stuff that they went through, so I definitely get it. Rowan, yes, I do have a I have a systems networking administration degree in what do they call that? I could go get the thing at the moment and read it, I guess. But yeah, it's an associate's degree. It's nothing. It's literally just an associate's degree, but still. And I never actually use it. Like I've never used it for anything. So I've worked in factories. It's just not something that I'm interested in pursuing as a career. I think it'd be boring as fuck. What do we got? I mean, King Swag, like I get that as well. But my parents loved one another. I used to joke with them all the time. I used to tell them like my mom and dad stayed married all the way to the end. My mom passed away in 2016. They were still married. They had lots of rough patches between both of them because they would instigate one another. Like my dad would do things just to piss off my mom. My mom would do things to piss off dad. Like it was constant both ways. And so I used to tell them all the time. And as they got older, I even told them this. I said the only reason that they stayed together as long as they did is because they knew that nobody else would put up with either of them. And I stand by that to this day. Because they both, I'm telling you, man, they were made for one another. And like I said, I'm not saying this to get people to think certain things about me or anything like that. This is just me being honest with you guys. What my story is, why I do the things that I do. I know I'm a little bit weird, but I'm not asking for any like pity or anything like that. This is just me explaining why I say and do things the way I do. But I went to DeVry University. I know it's not exactly prestigious. But I'm hoping that gets me out of paying my student loans back too. Hopefully, because they got into big trouble after I had my degree. But anyway, what
I'm
else we
back.
got? He's back.
I'm back. I needed to do that for a while. So
Yeah, I don't blame you.
yeah.
Also, you need to get up and walk around occasionally during your fucking 15 or at this point probably 18-hour live streams because blood clots are a thing, Peak. Haven't you ever seen those stories of those gamers that are sitting there streaming for 2 days straight and they die because they get a blood clot in their leg? Like, come on.
Well, if somebody wants to run the numbers on the live count total, it's not one solid live stream. So 830 plus 1754. Whoever wants to run the numbers, go for it. Otherwise, I don't care. Long time.
1754, you said?
1754 plus 830.
So we'll just round that up to 18 hours, and then 18 plus the 830 would be 3630. So
That sounds healthy. Yeah. Very healthy. And not to mention, I'm about to be snowed in, so.
Yeah, Dr. House, I feel your pain, man. Got depression after losing your dad. You're getting there. It just takes time, man. Everybody progresses differently. Like I said, we all expect to bury our parents at some point. Like, it's just the way life works. We know they're older than us. They're probably going to die before us. Doesn't always work that way, but that's generally how it's supposed to work. So we expect it at some point, but some of us get our parents taken away at a younger age or before we're ready. And I don't think anybody at any age is ever ready when it happens. So all we can do is do the best that we can every day to make sure that the people that are still with us understand how we feel about them. So that's where I would step in and say, you know, if you can change anything, to just make sure that the people that you still have in your life know how much you love them or how much you enjoy them or respect them, because you never know. You truly never know. And with the cove out there for everybody, like, and you don't know when the next super disease is going to show up. Like, you never know what's going to happen. A fucking tornado comes through, wipes us all out, or an earthquake, or a volcano, or, you know, there's so many things that could fucking happen. You could be on your way to the fucking grocery store and some jackass runs you over. Like, there's so many things. So just always live each fucking day like it could be the last time you see somebody.
You know, I've got a unique perspective on that because I was expecting someone to die in my family for probably a year. And this person kept hanging on. And one of my best friends I had talked to in a little while, like probably 2-3 weeks, which is not uncommon. I hadn't talked to him in, you know, that amount of time. And it was December, and I didn't think anything of it. My grandma died, which I was expecting her to die, so I had already accepted that, and I was already over it. And my mom, it was her mother, was very upset, as she should be. My brother was pretty upset. I had already accepted it. But then 2 or 3 days after Christmas, and this was, at the time, this was about 4 or 5 days before Christmas. This was, I think this was a little before Christmas. She died. We had the funeral, and you know, Christmas rolled around. Didn't think much of it. But one of my good friends died, and I didn't even know this person was sick, ICU, nothing. I didn't even know. And so I kind of got hit with like the double whammy in December. It's like a death is bad. A death you're expecting is not as bad because you're expecting it. You're kind of planning for it mentally, and then like you're hit with somebody that's not supposed to die whatsoever at all. Died. And he actually died Christmas morning. I found out about like 2 days later. this person's wife texted me and told me, and it was a total shock. Like, drop whatever's in your hands. You're in shock. Kind of just drop.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, man. It's never easy. Like I said, that's why you just gotta take each moment, each day to make sure that the people in your life know how much you enjoy and love them. So that when if the worst happens, that at least you have the comfort that they knew. Because the one of the worst things in my entire life is that I never got to say goodbye to my mom.
Yeah.
Um, my mom was diagnosed early December of 2015 with stage 4 lung cancer, non-small cell lung cancer, which is basically a death sentence at that point. It's already metabolized. It's in your pretty much all over her body. She had it in her brain. She had it in her bones. We had suspected she had lung cancer for months leading up to that. She refused to go to the hospital because my mom had this thing. I mean, like I said, my mom was an EMT. She wasn't an idiot. She knew what was going on. She knew the answers, but she also refused to go to the doctor because she knew she was an alcoholic. She was drunk a lot. So a lot of times the doctors, when she would go to a hospital for something, they would discount everything on the fact that she's drinking or whatever, or one thing or another. So she just thought if she goes to the hospital, it's a waste of money. We can't afford it because they're just going to tell her, oh, it's because you're alcohol. You need to go home and whatever, stop drinking. And turns out she goes to the hospital after she started coughing up blood. And that's when we found out that she had stage 4 non-small cell lung cancer. Um, I've always been the guy that tries to make people feel better. That's just the way I am. I try to joke with people. I try to, you know, have everybody around me feeling better, even if I'm not feeling great.
Yeah.
And so that's just the way I am. And so I go to the hospital when my mom was in the hospital, and she had this machine that she was supposed to be using to help strengthen her lung because she had a tumor on her right lung that had partially collapsed her right lung, which is why she started coughing up blood. Um,
Yeah.
and she had this little machine that restricts your breathing so that you have to breathe in harder, and it builds your strength back up in your lungs and stuff. Um, and so she had this machine, and so I kind of poked a little bit of fun at that as I do, and mom was not having it. She kind of took it the wrong way, and I felt awful about it. And I left that day. And the next time I saw my mom was the day before she passed away. She had just gotten back from chemo or radiation, one or the other. And so she was sleeping. She was at her twin sister's house, my aunt Cindy's. She was sleeping, and I didn't wake her up. I didn't want to wake her up. I figured she needs her sleep, and so I didn't wake her up and tell her that I loved her. I just went on home, and I got a call at 4 o'clock the next morning uh, by my dad saying that mom passed away, and that sorry, that has been the single hardest thing for me. Period.
Living with that,
Yep.
thinking about that. Yeah. And something somewhat similar with my grandpa. The last time he talked to me, he yelled at me. I remember that for ever. You know, he had pancreatic cancer. He had it pretty bad. I don't know what stage it was. I was in 8th grade. But I watched him die over a month to the point that he got taken to the hospital. From that point on, I saw him one time in the hospital. And one day, my dad, his son, picked me up from the bus stop, which was very unusual. And he told me his dad died.
Hmm.
And I can only imagine what it's like for him. Well, it's a little different. My dad's not quite like he was. He was kind of like your mom and dad, so to speak. He's mean. It just sounds like mean, you know? Just kind of aggressive. I don't know how. I don't really know what their relationship was like, but I can tell you one thing. I don't want to be mean like that. I don't want to be like physically abusive. They would tell stories where they're like all joking about not wanting to be right next to him, you know, at dinner table, just because somebody screws up, they get whopped. They go, oh. So I don't know how their relationship dynamic was, but I can tell you when I was around the guy, I liked to yell a lot. It was never like the let's spend time and like he wasn't the like I want to teach you something kind of old man. You know, there's like old men that are like that. They're just full of knowledge and just want to pass on that knowledge. Really smart guy. Got his PhD, going to night school, raising 3 kids. Really smart guy, but just didn't have the, I don't know if you call it courtesy or just common knowledge or whatever you call it. Didn't have the, there's nothing like niceness to the guy. He's really smart, engineer, master's degree. Just, I don't know. And it's weird to see how that guy transmitted into his 3 kids, one of which being my dad, the other 2 being my uncles, right? And how my dad took that in versus my 2 uncles. Like the oldest is fucking dead quiet, stupid smart, worked for the government, worked on Air Force One, wiring computers, brilliant fucking guy. The second one, same level, didn't reach as high. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. My dad, at the bottom, very technologically smart, engineerily smart, never went for his engineering degree, but he does all the jobs that my grandpa did when he died in 2008. My dad took it over. He does all that now. All the calculating and everything. And it's really interesting to see how that passed on from him, from the grandpa, to my dad. My dad was an asshole. Was an absolute fucking asshole. I mean, to his fucking core, was a dickhead. And I'll remember this to the day I die. I fucking snapped on him one day when I was about 21, 22 years old. So this was probably, 6-7 years ago now? I fucking snapped on him. He was giving me this shitty attitude, this other bullshit, just being a fucking dickhead. It's my dad could be a dickhead like that, you know, just being an asshole. And I just fucking let him have it, dude. I'm fucking mano to mano. My fucking nutsack's bigger than yours. I'll fucking go with you toe to toe right now, dude. You want to fucking wango with a tango? I'll fucking drop fucking knees. I'll fucking do it all, dude. Let's fucking go. I'll fucking rip my shirt off and knock your dick into the dirt. You know what I mean? Just fucking, I don't give a fuck if you're my dad or not. Like, I will beat the shit out of you, kind of. Just, I didn't care, dude. He ground me down this day to the point where there was nothing left. And he just pissed me off to my core. And I can remember that was the last time that I was actually angry. Because I had some deep thoughts to myself after that I'll never go to that place again. But I was so mad. I was livid. I could punch a hole in every wall. I could blow up a building. I was fucking to that point that I was fucking insane. I was so mad, dude. And I'll never go to that point again, but me and him had a face-to-face where it was a come to Jesus meeting. You know what I mean? Where you just don't care, dude. Like, I was ready to fucking kill somebody. I was so pissed off, dude. And we had this argument. I started, and a couple seconds later, he tried to fucking, you know, do the I'm that guy kind of thing, where he step over me and yell louder than me. I fucking went 3 octaves above his wildest imagination, and he fucking shut the fuck up. He didn't say a word. And I had to be 20 minutes, dude. And I went through every fucking detail of every fucking thing that he had done to piss me off that day, and everything that had happened in the last 15 years. And I let him have it, dude. Just a true come to Jesus moment. You know what I mean? Like, you've done fucked up, son. I'm God and you are at your point. Like, you need to decide what path you're going to take. You know what I mean? I let him have it. And our relationship has it changed that moment. I think that exact moment that I overstepped him in the argument, that I physically and emotionally put myself out there, that I was fucking not going to take your shit anymore. You know, like, you are not going to be that guy. You are not going to talk down to me anymore. Like, you need to fucking respect who I am and what I am, and physically who the fuck I am. I'm the same size as you, but I'm 25 years younger, you know? Don't fuck with me, dude. Like, it was something about that in that moment that changed the course of our relationship. And he's ever since then, I don't know what happened in that conversation. I don't know what he realized in that conversation, but he, in a 30-second window, went from being his son that he raised as a kid, right, to being a separate man in that short span of time. And it wasn't the threat part. Like, I never want to fight my dad, but like, he just had me so pissed off at that point in time that I don't want to ever go back down that road. I was some type of livid, you know?
Yeah, it sounds like it, man. I had a very similar thing, but not to any of my parents. This was actually to a coworker at a job, at my first factory job. I worked at this factory for 5 years before I was fired wrongfully, but fired because they made an example of me. Sound familiar? Seems to be a theme. But they fired me to make an example out of me because they wanted to show other people that if they were willing to fire me, that they would be willing to fire anybody. In the end, it ended up being better for me because I was able to get more money every other job that I've worked since. But before it happened, the last year that I was there, maybe it was 2 years. The last 2 years that I was there was a guy that used to be a fucking supervisor for the paint line. I'm not going to mention his name, but he used to be a supervisor for the paint line. Well, we done away with the paint line. The paint line was gone. They ripped out the machines that used to do the painting and stuff. His wife would come in every morning, and she would do engine cover assembly with her partner that would do that. And he would come in with his wife, clock in, and I swear to God, would sit down next to them and do crossword puzzles. That's all he did. He's on the clock. He would come in, he would sit down, he'd fucking do crossword puzzles. All right. Meanwhile, I am a floor person at the time. And this was after I'd already stepped down from being a forklift driver at this place. But I was a floor person. Well, you still drive forklift as a floor person, but you do other things. You give breaks, you go out, you fill up materials and stuff at the different places. You do all the things, make sure the factory keeps running. Generally speaking, at this place, we had 3 separate floor people. And we would divide the plant into 3 sections, and each floor person took care of their section of the plant. And that was just the way it worked. Well, this was on a winter fucking night. There was people that had called off, one of them being our 3rd floor person. So 2 of us had to do the job of 3. So we divided the place in half. I had the back half of the plant, and the other person had the front half of the plant. Neither of us were able to get a break all fucking night. We're running our asses off. Keep in mind, we are not making money at this place. This place is a level 1 fucking manufacturer. Means they make the cheapest fucking things on the planet and ship it to other people who take the cheap thing and turn it into more expensive things, and they get the money. So we're at a tier 1 fucking manufacturer. It's awful. And you don't make any money. I think at the time I was making $8.25 an hour. Okay? I started this job at $6.75 an hour. And anyway, so I'm making no money. I'm busting my ass for this company. And I finally, late in the day, get a chance to slow down and take it easy. We caught up on the breaks. We'd finished our last round of breaks for everybody. And I went up to the front to take it easy and talk to one of the quality ladies in the quality office. This motherfucker comes into the plant, clocks in like he always does, walks out on the floor, turns around, comes back into the quality office, comes up to me and says, "You need to make sure that they have materials over there on press 13. And I just kind of discounted it at the time because I'm like, this dude doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. And so I just left it go. And I went back to talking to Carolyn. And again, reminding, this is my only fucking time that I've been able to stop moving all night long. This motherfucker goes out on the plant. Apparently, he decides to get some dunnage over to press 13. And then as I finally come off of talking to Carolyn and go out onto the plant, or go out onto the floor, this guy comes around the fucking corner and goes, "Don't worry, I already did your fucking job." And I snapped. It was like the moment in Dragon Ball Z where the fucking little thing goes through the head and his eyes like go blank. That was me at that moment. I went full fucking Super Saiyan on this motherfucker. You guys think that you've seen Salty Spartan in World of Warships? At this moment, this man was seeing it live in person and was on the receiving end of all of it. All of it. And I fucking had this man, and he wasn't a small guy either. But remember, I'm 6'1", at 6'2", depending on who you talk to. 6'2", and at the time, I'm 300 plus pounds. Okay, this is before I decided to lose weight. Way before. So I'm over 300 pounds. I had this man turned around, backed up against the fucking shipping table, and bent over the shipping table backwards, ready to get his ass beat. Literally about to get his ass beat. I gave him every fucking option to fucking move. If he'd have flinched in that moment, I'd have broke his fucking head. Like, literally, if he said anything. And at one point, like, I am cursing at him with every other fucking word, just like I do in World of Warships when shit goes wrong, right? Like, every other word's a fuck, every other word's this. I am listing out, just like you said with your dad, I am listing out every moment of the last 3 fucking years that we had spent together.
Yep.
Every fucking thing he had done to piss me off at that moment. He is hearing all of this for the first time. And and keep this in mind, like, if you've ever worked with me, if you've ever, like, met me in person, easiest going fucking person, the hardest fucking worker, you don't fucking hear this shit from me. I don't even curse usually in person unless it's, like, just the guys. But, like, I'm, like, the easiest going fucking person on the planet. This man is just fucking gone. He is checked out. There's a little fucking boy right there, basically, in his place, in this fucking 40-plus-year-old man's body, just staring at me wide-eyed like, oh my god, I'm about to die.
And what happened after that?
So, anyway, so I lay it all on the line. I told him every fucking thing, and I told him I am going to whoop his ass if he even flinches. The dude didn't move, thank God, because I would have. And, he says, and I will never forget this, he says, stop cursing at me. And I just fucking went into even more curses. Like, it was like, you just had the nerve to speak in the middle of this fucking shit after everything that I've said up to this point. Well, needless to say, he never talked to me again. And like I said, I was with the company for 5 years, and I think this happened at 3 years into it. Because like I said, I think it was 3 years worth of fucking grudges I had against that man. But literally laid it on the line for the guy. And my supervisor, keep it in mind, I had some cool supervisors, but my supervisor was in the fucking room right next to this going on. And he didn't even come out. He's like, I ain't going out to that shit. Fuck this. Doyle's about to fuck some shit up. I ain't Spartan back then. This is just Doyle. Doyle's about to fuck some shit up. I ain't going out into that shit. But anyway, fucking long story short, he never fucking talks to me again. His wife sends me a fucking Christmas card. Because I had a good relationship with everybody in the fucking factory. I was the easiest going person in the world. But the fact that he did this, she sends me a Christmas card. I never even got suspended. I thought I was getting fired for that. Like, I thought for sure. I had a note on my fucking time card the next night I came in saying that he had been suspended. I was like, I had lost it. But from that moment on, he never fucking talked to me again. He avoided me like the plague. And that was the end of it. Like, that dude knew. He knew that he was done. Like, he'd fucked up. He had royally fucked up in that moment.
I have a very similar thing that happened. So I told you the thing that happened to my dad, right? When I was like 21.
Yep.
I told myself that I'd never go. I'd never be that person again. Ever, you know, under any circumstances, I don't want to be that person because I went to a fucking dark place. And so we got this place at the lake, right? Me and my dad, which we have an amazing relationship now. It wouldn't be that way if it wasn't for the fight that took place that day. Wouldn't be. Now it's a totally different relationship. So this is 2 years into me and my dad having this. Now it's not big mono on small mono. Now it's mono on mono, right? Okay, we're the same height. I'm stronger. You know, we're equals. You know what I mean? Okay, so now he sees me as equal, right? And we've been that way for probably 3 years. Well, okay. These guys move into the place next to us. They buy the lot, which there was a house there. And the house gets ripped down. And this is all over like the end of the summer through winter when we're not there. But we go up there every once in a while, check on the place, turn on the heater, shit like that, right? When it gets really cold. And we noticed that they bought the lot. Okay, great. They tore the house down. Okay, fine, whatever. And then when they tore the house down, they moved like 3 tow-behind trailers into the lot. Now they're up on a little bit of a little hill. We're kind of more down in the valley side of this hill. We've got like 4 lots. We've got quite a bit of little acreage here. And they tore that down and they drug the trailers in. And the only way they could get them in was through our yard. So they rutted up our yard. And so naturally I'm like, hey, we should go say something to them. Or, you know, at least see if they will come to us. You know, make ourselves available to where they can come and, you know, apologize for it, make amends, whatever. You know, we want to be neighborly, but at the same time, they did rut up our yard. They had no permission to drive through our property. You know, so we're like, okay, whatever. We won't say anything. Okay. And as the summer progresses, their bullshit greatens. Right? So it greatens and it greatens and it greatens. And they got to the point to where on the corner of our lot, they were parking their boats. Which, me, being a kind, friendly neighbor, I wouldn't give a shit. But this motherfucker's got to mow the yard every Sunday. It's a big goddamn yard. So I'm having to mow around their shit. And I would say in July, they moved one of their boats and they left their fucking bricks in the grass. They used to chalk their boats. And we've got a nice new mower, fucking John Deere, fucking beautiful mower, 360 mower. And I hit one of their bricks, dude. It was covered up in the grass. And they weren't outside. They were nowhere to be found. So I was whatever, and I kind of wrote it off, and I told my dad about it. My dad was super pissed off about it. And because we still have not talked to these fucking people. And so I'm starting to get pissed off about it. Because I'm like, you know, you're fucking right. Like, they should come over and say something to us. Now they're parking their shit in the corner of our yard, which you didn't say anything about. And they Now they're leaving their fucking bricks in the grass for our mower to hit, you know? Like, now I'm starting to get fucking pissed off, right? Okay, so fast forward, it's not even like 2 or 3 weeks later. Granted, this is a long time ago. But they parked one of their boats in our yard again. And they're on their deck this time, outside. They got a little deck. They're sitting on their deck. And it's the main owner and it's a couple other people sitting on their deck, right? All chit-chatting and having a good time. And I go around this mower and they're looking at me and I say, hey, you want to move your boat so I can mow the yard? And he goes, why? And I said, I don't know, because it's our fucking yard. He goes, that's not your fucking yard. I said, oh, it's not? It's not our yard? He's like, no, that's my fucking yard. Exactly what he said to me. That's my fucking yard. I fucking killed the PTO. Lowered the RPMs, drove straight back to the fucking house. I literally killed the fucking lawnmower. I walked inside the door. There's a golf club sitting there. I grabbed the golf club and I said, I'm about to kill our fucking neighbor. I've never seen my dad move so fast in my fucking life. Because this guy had hit the point where I was about to go fucking ape shit on somebody. I was about to beat this motherfucker to the dirt, dude. And it's the only time I've been that mad. It's my dad's argument and my fucking fight with my neighbor. The 2 times I could think of that I was that mad. And people could say, oh, Peak, you're a rager in wargaming. You rage when you stream. Okay, yeah. You don't fucking know. You don't know. You physically, you have no idea the level of anger that I reach when I get to that point. Like,
yeah.
So I make it.
Like I said, I know that moment. Like when you were talking about you and your dad,
I snapped.
Moment, I was like that immediately reminded me of that fucking moment with that guy at work. And that's never happened since, and it will never happen again.
Exactly.
Like, I don't let myself get to that point anymore. I will fucking tell you before I ever get to that point. Like, if you want to fucking run your mouth, I know what I'm worth. I will get what I'm fucking worth. And if you want to say something, I'll fucking let you know in the moment. I don't hold that shit in anymore. I used to hold it in. I used to be that guy that would fucking take it and take it and take it and take it and take it, and then all of a sudden just
you snap.
And when it happens, like you realize that in that moment, if that man would have fucking moved, I'm in fucking prison. Okay, there ain't no coming
exactly.
back from that.
That's my point.
If that man moves, I'm in prison.
It's primal fucking DNA. It's primal fucking DNA coming up, dude. That's what it is. It's primal fucking DNA. You're ready to do some barbaric shit to another human being. Like I walked out with that golf club. I made it 5 feet. My dad was sitting down, half asleep, watching TV when I said that. I didn't fucking wait for him to get up. I walked right out with the golf club. I was ready to beat this motherfucker to the ground. I made it 5 feet out of the door, and the golf club got yanked out of my hand. He was fucking... I don't think he's ever moved that fast in his life. This man cleared 15 feet in about 3 seconds, which is fast for him. Like, it is. He yanked it out of my hand. I didn't give a fuck. I didn't stop. I went fucking right at that guy, dude. And this fucking dude got off his deck. His wife sitting there. His fucking family sitting there. His fucking buddies are sitting there. Oh my God. I didn't give a fuck, dude. He came at me and he tried to start yelling, getting up in my face. I started yelling and I got into his face. The level of aggression that I was outputting scared not only his entire family and friends to not get up out of their chair, but it scared my dad. I was ready to fucking beat this man with every fucking implement I could fucking grab. Every stone, every twig of grass. I was... Bro.
It is funny how many people freeze in those moments. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't go for conflict.
That dude froze. His dick became an innie. He regretted every decision he had ever made in his life. He fucking went from yelling
to not talking. He went to not talking to backing up. This dude he understood. Like, he understood within 5 seconds of fucking with me that he was gonna lose dramatically, badly.
That was like that coworker. That coworker was backed up. He backed up as far as he could back up. He was up against the shipping desk. He was leaning backwards trying to...
Oh, you know what I'm talking about.
On him. So, yeah, I know 100%.
He could sense that caveman DNA coming up, dude. He could sense that you were about to do some primal shit to his ass.
And now looking back on it, I can laugh because it never went any further than that. It was just fucking me yelling and screaming at the man. But I knew in the moment that if this man does anything other than take this fucking verbal beatdown that I'm giving him, that he's getting his ass whooped. And it could go further than that.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Jail time.
Totally, I totally get it. But, yeah.
Oh.
Those moments, though, man, and it's like I said, it's funny because the effect that it has on everybody around.
That's what I'm saying. I've never seen my dad scared in my fucking life. This man was scared, dude.
My supervisor ain't exactly a little guy, man. My supervisor, and like I said, I had a good relationship with everybody at work. Pretty much everybody loves me when they meet me in person because I just fucking do my job. Like, that is literally what I preach every fucking place. Like, World of Warships, what do you see? Do your job. Play your side. Do whatever you have to, you know what I mean? That's what I do in real life. I literally fucking say the same shit. Just, I lead by example. I have a screenshot or a picture of a fucking thing when I was a shipping manager. I was a shipping lead. At the time, we had two of us. There was a first shift shipping lead and there was me. I was second shift shipping lead. And anyway, at the time, we're on the same level. There's no one is above the other either. We are literally both leads. We both are in fucking charge of our department. So, like, we have the exact same authority. This man and I couldn't have been any more fucking different. This son of a bitch was the most arrogant piece of shit you've ever fucking worked with in your life. He thought the world fucking revolved around him.
Fucking hate those people.
He refused to fucking do anything, and every fucking opportunity tried to make everybody who worked for him or with him miserable. I was the complete opposite. I am the guy that literally fucking leads by example. He put on the fucking board, and I have the picture to this day on this phone because I transfer it from phone to phone. He wrote on the fucking board in the shipping office, "Do more." Big fucking letters. "Do more." And then he said, "Bitch, moan, cuss, complain, less." That's what he wrote on the fucking board. I walked into the office, I saw that shit, and I just fucking wrote, "Lead by example," and signed that bitch and fucking circled it. I come into the office the next morning. I come into the office the next day because, of course, I don't get to see him. The third shift happens, and then he relieves third shift. But I come into the fucking office the next day. It's off the board. He never fucking mentions it. He knew that if he fucking said anything, I was going to whoop his ass too. He's a little fucker too. He's like 5'3". He was stocky, but he was a little fucker. He had a fucking attitude, and nobody liked him. It reminds you
of AA Ron, huh?
Oh my god, that fucking guy! I could have punched him right in the fucking dick at any point. That guy, I'm just telling you. But yeah, I lead by example. That's the way I do it. Like, I don't tell people to do things that I wouldn't be willing to do. Like, if I say, "Hey, I need you to go do this," most people just go do it. Why? Because they know if they don't fucking do it, I'm willing to do it too. Like, there's none of this, I'm going to tell you to do something that I wouldn't want to do myself.
Get back!
Fucking,
Like,
I'll get right on that, bud. I'll get right on that.
Well, I gotta acknowledge this, and then I want to tell you one more thing.
Serious respect for everyone in here today. This is a good supportive community here.
Thank you, Christopher Hill, for that $10 super chat, and we have the best community of the entire internet, man. You can always be yourself here, dude. Nobody's gonna judge you, and if they judge you, guess what? Out, just like that. Gone. We're all as long as you're not a pull-up bar. That's right. If you're a pull-up bar, then you're, probably broken. But I mean, that's a totally different conversation. Thank you, Christopher, for that $10 super chat, man. So Spartan, the best thing about this, telling you this story with my neighbor, right?
Mm-hmm.
The best thing about this is I didn't really have. This was at the end of the year. And so after I made his dick an innie, he didn't really fuck with me. But then coming the next
Somebody's clipping that.
the next spring and summer, like he tried to interact with me in a positive way, you know, and I was receptive because I'm a receptive person, you know, and we actually became good friends. His name is Don. I know his whole family. I'm friends with his whole family. I help them out with their yard work if they need it, you know, and now we're good friends. And Don's apologized multiple times. Why? Because I scared him shitless, but also because he knows that he fucked up, you know, and not being neighborly, which invoked the whole thing. And since then, I've met all of his friends and all the people he knows, because he knows everyone around me, and which led to me meeting fucking probably 100 total people around us, and now I'm friends with all of them. This is, you know, this is years down the road, but I think there's a lot to be said for not going overboard, you know, for like showing that killer instinct and then not executing.
Right. I mean, that's the thing.
You
like,
know?
That's the difference between people that are capable of thinking and breathing at the same time and actually, you know, living a fucking life that is productive, and what puts people in fucking prison. There is that moment. In that moment of just pure fucking rage, you still have the wherewithal to go, okay, if I go any further, this is not good for me. Regardless of how it may turn out in the moment, like you have that moment of clarity that's like, okay, this situation is fucked. I have already stepped into this wholeheartedly, but if I go any further, then everything is gone.
Exactly.
So that is what separates those people from the people that end up in prison. Like there are normal people who are capable of stopping themselves in that moment, and there are moments where people just can't.
Control yourself. I mean, exactly what Monty said. Control yourself. It's like, you know, I could have busted my neighbor a new jaw, right? I could have fucked him up raw. And then, but guess what? I wouldn't be friends with him today. Probably, definitely not. I'm friends with his whole family, his whole friend group. We're all friends. Now we're in the community, you know, and everyone knows me. And to the point to where this is a sidestep of the story, which leads off the backstory. Labor Day. This last Labor Day, I was out hanging out with everybody, had a great time. People had friends and family over, and they had boils, crawfish boils and things, and a bunch of games in the backyards. And well, this was Saturday or Sunday night. I don't remember when it was. Saturday or Sunday. I don't know. We went to the bar. One of the household guys, he bought us a couple shots. We all had a couple shots, and then drove the golf carts down to this guy's house that I didn't know him. He lived 2 doors down from me. I didn't know this guy, but apparently his house, he's like the party deck after the bar closes, and everyone goes there, hangs out. Everyone knows each other, has a good time, listens to music, talks, and whatever. And it's having a great time, right? And it's the first time my killer instinct has been flickered in a long time, since my neighbor incident has been flickered. And it was flickered. It wasn't flicked. It was flickered. Right? It was flickered. Okay, so this guy pulls up, man, and we're all having a great time. Everyone just talking, laughing, listening to music, having a great time, dude. Just perfect night, right? And perfect weather, everything was just perfect. And this guy pulls up that's kind of sketchy, and I don't know this guy, and only a couple of people have like kind of an idea who this guy is. And I'm hanging out with one of the dudes that has his wife, and they got some kids. The kids aren't there, but I'm hanging out with the wife and another dude's girlfriend. We're all sitting on the couch, and we're just hanging out on the deck, right? The big deck. We're just hanging out, man. We're just having a good time. We're just chatting and just drinking and just, you know, just listening to music and vibing, just having a good time. And this dude pulls up, and he comes up, says hi to everybody. Doesn't say hi to me. I don't know him. And to the guy, the owner of the deck, the house, everything, you know, everything's vibing, and about 5 minutes passes, and I notice a couple words get exchanged. A certain song comes on, and some vibes go the wrong way, and I start, my antennas start picking up on shit as I'm sitting here talking to these two girls, and I'm kind of keeping my eye on them, you know what I mean? Because they're, 15 feet away from me, whatever, but I'm kind of, I'm listening to them, but I'm watching them, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, something doesn't feel right. And then it's not 30 seconds later that the guy's wife I'm sitting next to, he starts having some very verbal conversations with the guy that pulled up. Well, apparently the house owner and the guy who's having these verbal conversations, he's got his back. The dude's wife that I'm sitting next to, the house owner's got the dude's wife's back who I'm sitting next to, right? So, and all of a sudden, and I'm not lying, within 10 seconds, it goes from elevated conversation to fist being thrown, shit's going down, call 911, hide your kids, it's fucking on. It goes from fucking totally fine to shit's breaking out like that. Like, it's fucking instant, dude. It's going down. And I'm literally sitting exactly like I am right now. I'm back in this couch. My feet are up on this little cushion. Sitting just like this. My feet are up. These two dudes grab each other. They spin around. A couple punches getting thrown from outside. My brain, I'm drunk as shit. I've been drinking for like 8 hours, 10 hours. I'm drunk as fuck. Like, I'm like, don't let me drive anything but a golf cart. And my brain somehow pulls some fucking Billy Sims magic and does some calculations. And I say, okay, spin, rotation, calculation, angle, direction, momentum. And I know they're going to land right fucking next to me. And I never move. And they do this shit from 10 feet away. They do like a fucking 720 and 3 punches and a little leg kick. And they fall. And they fall right fucking next to me. And I never fucking flinch. I never move. I never do shit. And now shit is going down. They're fucking swearing, screaming going on. Blah, 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 blah. The girls are fucking freaking out. I'm like, hey, chill. It's okay. Okay, well they put this dude in a fucking arm lock. They're fucking choking his windpipe. This dude is turning blue. There's like fucking 8 guys on this dude. Like, this guy is so fucked in a fight. Like, I don't need to get involved. You know what I mean? I'm still sitting there with my feet up, and they're on the ground underneath my fucking legs, having this brawl. And so they eventually let the dude up after he taps or says, okay, whatever, I'll leave, whatever the fuck he said. They let him up. And he walks off the deck, screaming, cussing at him. Oh, you motherfuckers, blah, 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 blah. Fuck you, get out of here. He walks off the deck, goes behind me, and he passes off my back and to my left. And he's behind me to my left, to his car, right? And the girls are, oh my God, I'm freaking out. Oh God. The 2 girls, okay, now they calm down. They kick their feet back up, and we're just chilling. Oh my God, that's so freaky. And I told them, I said, hey, you know that guy's getting the gun right now, right? And they're like, what? I said, that guy's had his car started for 30 seconds. You know that guy's grabbing a gun right now. They're like, no, he's not. No. He lives just down the road. He wouldn't do anything crazy like that. I said, I'm willing to bet you the reason he has not drove off is because he is thinking about retaliating. I'm like, no. No. And so the guys that are now on the deck that are all feeling all macho, we fucking kick his ass. They're like, why haven't you fucking left yet? And so they go out to him behind me. Dead ass. They go to him all fucking 7 or 8 of the guys go out there. And now the girls are going, wait, shit, is there something wrong? Like, and I'm like, no, nothing's wrong, but if shit goes down, you need to know where to go. And they're like, what do you mean? I was like, okay, well, you got 2 options. You got one, you can go in there, in that door, close it and lock it, or B, you can run that way, off the deck, into the darkness, and hook a right, and go into the darkness. So you got 2 options. So I guarantee that's what's happening back there. Stu's thinking about retaliating. His butt's hurt. That's what's happening. No. No. These guys behind me, I never look, but I know they're doing it because I hear them. They're arguing, they're yelling, they're getting more intense. They're fucking violent. They're fucking ready to rip somebody's head off, but they don't really want to. They just want to drink a Corona and have a good time. And they're just, the fucking testosterone is just, I could fucking feel the testosterone on the back of my neck. Like, it's intense, dude. And these guys are fucking 30 feet away. And this shit's just getting crazier and crazier. Finally, the dude gets in his car because I hear them slam the fucking door. Like, they pushed him in his car and they fucking slammed the door on him. And the dude hits the gas pedal. He's had the car running this whole time. Hits the gas pedal and fucking burns out. And it fucking takes off, right? These 2 girls are like, oh my God, thank God that's over. I was like, wouldn't really think it's over, but I would, kind of just keep an eye out, right? The guys walk back over. They're all feeling pretty good. They won the little engagement, they're feeling good. Secondaries are boosting. They walk back over, and the house owner's kid, which is actually a gamer, and me and him talk quite a bit. He came over and talked to me right after that dude fucking left. And he talked to all 3 of us, me and the 2 girls that are sitting there. He goes, that fucking guy pulled out a gun on us. And I was like, yep. And the 2 girls go, what? And I was like, yep. And he goes, yeah, he pulled out a gun. He pointed it at me. I said, dude, put that shit down. Don't do any of that shit here, man. Don't. And they forced the guy. It's really from this one guy, I think, was like de-escalating the situation. He was a gamer, like common sense guy, like de-escalating the situation. Got the guy to like put the gun down, like go back in your car, dude. Like don't do any of that shit here, like, That dude, he ended up leaving, and the chick that was sitting on my left, this is one of the dude's wives, ended up being. I'm good friends with him. She looked at me after that dude locked off. She looked right at me and goes, how the fuck did you know any of that? I said, honestly, it's kind of obvious. She was like, what do you mean, obvious? I was like, well, I mean, it's exactly what I feel like most people would probably do in his situation. I mean, she's like, are you a psychopath? I was like, no, just like a regular dude. I just feel like I know.
I'm pretty confident Pika's a psychopath. He's got the ESPN going on. He knows exactly what's going to happen before it happens. But yeah, that's a hell of a fucking story, dude. I've got a pretty good one too. Only this one's not quite that. This is kind of the opposite, actually. So, you guys may or may not know that I actually was training to become a professional wrestler right after high school.
I didn't know that.
So I was actually in training.
WWE, dude? David Doyle?
Like straight WWE stuff. So at the time I was actually with, there was a company, it was an offshoot of, It was an offshoot of like a blend of Southern Championship Wrestling, SCW, and what is the other fucking one that was big at the time? With Hacksaw and fucking, what's the Abyss? All of the NWS? Forget. Anyway. There was a couple of companies that were coming together to form one bigger company to go up against the regional stuff. And OCW was was kind of involved too, kind of. They had some of their talent in there. But anyway,
Doyle, the
I was in training.
Undertaker.
And the original company that I was with, the guys that I would train with, they ended up deciding that they wanted to prank me. And I'm a gullible guy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a very gullible guy.
I'm sorry to say this.
So-
El Spartina.
Kind of. I mean, I do actually still have my wrestling singlet and my mask that I could have worn at one time.
Oh God,
With,
El Spartina.
Maybe I'll grace your inbox with that at some point, or maybe I'll make another troll video of me wearing my fucking wrestling singlet and mask. That'll get everybody's
Oh,
attention.
come on, El Spartina's fucking fantastic.
But anyway, long story short.
The Mexican wrestling circuit. It's El Spartina.
Anyway,
Go ahead.
let's move on. Anyway, so long story short, I'm a gullible guy. They say that they want to get everybody together, all of the guys that are in training, plus all the guys that normally do some of their shows and stuff. They want to get everybody together at a fucking bar that apparently has good pizza and wings and shit on Parsons Avenue in Columbus. Okay? You don't know. Columbus is a pain in the ass city. Parsons Avenue is like the worst place somebody like me could ever fucking visit. Okay? And by somebody like me, I mean, picture this.
I'm
David
picturing.
Doyle
I'm
growing
picturing.
up in a swamp in the forest in the middle of nowhere, 6'2", 300 plus pounds, in decent shape at the time because I'm actually doing cardio and shit for the training. And on top of that, I drive a 1976 Plymouth Duster. And they send my ass up to Columbus, which is an hour-and-a-half drive, but not just any part of Columbus, but to the west side of Columbus, onto Parsons Avenue. If there is ever a fucking place that gets mentioned more than fucking any other place in Columbus for people getting shot or stabbed, it's fucking Parsons Avenue. Parsons Avenue is death incarnate.
But not the El Doyle.
And so I go up here to this place because I'm expecting to see my buddies up there, right? It's like, there's being a whole bunch of us, no problem. I go up there. I don't have any prejudice against anybody. I have black people in my family. I don't have any issues whatsoever. Like, I am like the easiest going person in the world. I don't
I'm
judge.
crying.
But I go up to this place expecting the best. I go in, I sit here, I'm waiting in the parking lot because nobody's cars are here, right? So I'm like, there ain't nobody here. What the hell's going on? And so I finally, after waiting in the parking lot for like 20 minutes solid, like I've been sitting in this fucking parking lot for like 20 minutes. Nobody shows up. I fucking go in and I ask the fucking bartender, I'm like, hey, I'm supposed to meet a group of guys here for this and this. And he goes, no, you're not. I was like, what do you mean I'm not? He's like, we don't have any group like that here tonight. I was like, you have got to be fucking kidding me. So I walked out the fucking door because I was pissed. Okay, I just wasted an hour and a half plus 20 minutes of sitting there to fucking drive up here for nothing. They just fucked me. So I am pissed. I fucking walk outside. There are 6 guys standing around my fucking car. 6 guys. And I'm like, this can't end well. And again, my car is nothing special. It is a 1976 Plymouth Duster with a 225 slant 6 single barrel carburetor, 3-speed automatic. It is not, there's nothing nice about it. It's an old beater car. It just looks like a muscle car. And I look out of place. Okay? I look, the fucking chat is amazing. I get it.
Did you see
I'm
the
literally seeing all the thing. And now, entering the ring, weighing in at 300 pounds, standing 6 feet 2 inches, fighting out of the red corner. Oh,
No.
I didn't see the other
47 inches.
I literally. Anyway. So, there's 6 guys standing around my car, and I'm approaching my car, because at this point, I don't know what's going to happen. Okay? I honestly have no idea. But I approached them, And the guy looks at me. I'm assuming one of their like the head guys or whatever. He looks at me and he goes, "This your car?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Not from around here, are you?" It's like, "No." And he literally kind of he pulls a fucking pistol out of his fucking waistband. And he says, "If I ever see you here again, you won't make it home." And at that moment, yeah, exactly. I've done nothing. Just the fact that I'm here at this moment is enough to get me fucked. Okay? Completely killed. Like, gone. And so, like, dude is standing at my car. He says that. He shows me the fucking gun. He says, "If I ever see you here again, you won't make it home." And I was like, all right, dude, I'm out. I am not supposed to be here anyway. I was supposed to meet some people. They're not coming. I was fucked. Okay? So I'm like, if you guys let me go, I'm out. You'll never see me again. And I fucking gone. I was out. I'm not joking. I jumped in my fucking car, fired that shit up. I was driving down fucking Parsons. I jump over 4th, I'm trying to get back onto 71 South. And I end up going the wrong way down one-way streets because in Columbus, all of the roads are one-ways and they go opposite directions. So one will be a one-way, and the next will be a one-way the other direction. I end up jumping down the fucking... I'm just freaked. I'm like, I'm trying to get the fuck out.
Yeah, you're freaked.
Like, I am this fucking close to death. Like, I stared the fucking gun. I'm done. Like, yeah, there's no macho bullshit here. I'm out. The dude's letting me out. I'm getting the fuck out of here before they change their fucking mind. And I was going the wrong way down the fucking streets, and then I finally figured out there was a fucking sign that said 71, and I jumped on that shit, and I was gone. But yeah, that was a fucked up situation, and it all started with the fucking bullshit. Imagine if I died right there. Could you imagine? Those motherfuckers that pranked me. Those motherfuckers that pranked me have to live with that for the rest of their life. Could you fucking imagine?
I mean, like, what would happen if you just walked up and said something on the lines of like, you know, Adolio just trying to make his appearance, you know, Adolio, and you had your wrestling suit on, you know, face mask and everything. Would they have still been like, oh, okay, maybe we'll find something for you? Like, maybe.
Let's just put it this way.
Maybe.
In the moment, there was nothing. It was, yes, sir, no, sir, I'm out. You fucking telling me I'm out, I'm out. Okay? I got no problem. If you're gonna let me leave, I'm leaving. I ain't sticking around. I ain't asking questions. I ain't trying to make any jokes. All right? I'm a fucking, like I said, I overthink everything. There was no need to overthink this. That man says, if I ever see you here again, you don't make it home. That's enough for me. I'm out.
No español, English.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. What do you mean? WWE. We fight the wrestling.
I don't care if they paid him, Aaron. Like, you don't understand. I don't care if they paid him to fucking scare me. If that's the case, then great. I hope that's what it was. All I'm saying is, I ain't been back.
And right then, Spartan's WWE career took a nosedive.
No, actually, I actually went further. I ended up joining with OCW, which is actually kind of big nowadays, but back then it wasn't. It was.
You could have been the knockoff Rock.
I mean, potentially.
What's wrong with you?
But no, I went up to. I was driving. Well, the problem was I was working full time at the time, and I was having to drive to Coshocton every day from my house. I would drive from my house to Coshocton, work out for 4 hours with them, and then drive from Coshocton to my work in Lancaster and work all night and then drive home. So I would do that multiple times a week, and I just couldn't do it anymore. So I said, I'm done. And then I hurt my hip because I was doing I was practicing the fucking flying cross body, and nobody wanted to catch me because obvious reasons. They're like, oh my God, this dude's 300 pounds. He gonna smash the shit out of me. But I actually was rather athletic back then, and I caught myself, but I landed one little bit too hard on my right knee than my left knee, and fucking jammed my hip, and fucked everything up, and my hip's still fucked up to this day.
Oh God Almighty!
But yeah, I was totally getting into the fucking shit.
He said, "The Rock, more like the Boulder." Come on, that's just comedy gold. That's
the Doyle
just comedy.
Dumpster.
The dumpster. God Almighty, Aaron! Don't kill the man with the shovel.
But I
What's wrong with you?
I had went as far as to like do
Jesus.
my own like intro music and shit. I had made a cut of System of a Down Science, if you've ever heard that song. Like I had actually cut that song into a nice little intro fucking song. It was gonna be good. I had
You're
a
gonna
whole
walk
thing going.
out, little fog going on. Deodolio, Dio, yeah.
Why am I Spanish in your fucking like shit? Like why do you think I'm Spanish? Not everybody's Rey Mysterio or a luchador.
You're Spanish
Like no, I said why are you making me Spanish?
because you're better off in Sparkles if you're Spanish. I feel like if you're Spanish, you had a little more appeal because you can wear sparkles and shiny shit.
But I'm not Spanish. I am
I
like the
know.
least Spanish. I am pasty
That's why.
white.
That's why you
How the
call
fuck could
yourself
I be Spanish?
Odolio and you wear costumes.
Breaking El Spartina shot dead. That's a great.
That would
fucking
have been a sad day, dude. El Spartina shot dead.
And
No
that's the
Spartan
bottom
Elite 43.
line because El Spartin said so.
Dude, we got T-Bull leading the pack, dude. Oh my lord. Would have been a sad day.
But yeah, there's I got some stories, man. I've had some pretty good times over the years. Some interesting things have happened to me.
I know my craziest story, but I don't know if it's worth unveiling or not. I know a bunch of crazy stories. I got a bunch of crazy stories too, but I don't know. My craziest story? Like what is if you feel like you want to share your craziest story, I'll share my craziest story. How about that?
I mean, share my craziest story.
Craziest, your number one. Your holy shit story.
I mean, that was probably my number one holy shit story. I do have another one when probably the most embarrassing but not most embarrassing moment of my life. And anybody who's watched my channel for a while probably knows where this is going. So I'll set the stage for you.
Before
my family was oh, go ahead.
Before you
ahead.
set the stage, did you read Aaron's last comment?
I wonder if that guy who pulled the gun on you changed his life around and now plays Warships and watches your videos and is like, thank God we didn't kill that guy. Wouldn't that be fucking ridiculous? That would be amazing.
You can now continue, sir.
But yeah, let me set the stage. So my family, as I explained earlier, we didn't have much money. All right, my dad worked his ass off, but we didn't have much money. And so we used to do things growing up that, like, when you would buy things, you would have the opportunity to win stuff or whatever. And we had a lot of stuff that we won through that. One of the things that we won was I had won a pair of 7-Up boxers. Yes. So imagine a 7-Up can, right?
the Pepsi 7-Up soda boxer form on your body.
Exactly.
Okay.
It is literally a
Just had
7-Up can on your body.
Yeah, I had to make sure.
And so I decided to wear these boxers on the Friday of one of the games. And remember, I was in marching band at the time.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm in marching band.
Oh
okay,
no.
One of our favorite halftime shows included doing Tequila. It was the song bum 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 bum.
Oh no.
That song, okay?
Oh no.
So we also do the dance to that song, right?
Oh no.
Okay. So now that I'm setting the stage, I also need to point out that I am wearing these lime green boxers with 7-Up printed all over them.
Bum, 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 bum. Ignore me. I'm just gonna give you the theme song.
My high school, our colors are purple and white, and our marching band uniforms are solid purple, right, with some white accents.
Okay, so green stuck out like a sore thumb. What you're saying?
Stuck out like a sore thumb. Okay, but you're getting ahead of the story. So leading up to this,
oh, it's going.
My band uniform was broken into. They got into my garment bag and stole my fucking pants.
Those bastards.
And it turns out the person that did this was the guy that's 6'5", and his pants, God only knows what the fuck he did with them, but he stole my fucking pants, which left me in a bind. either I can't dress, so I can't go out on the field. So either I do that, or I wear this pair of pants that's left over that is way too small, and I go like that.
Uh-huh.
And I figure, what's the worst that can happen? It's a pair of pants. They're a little tight, no big deal. I played sousaphone in high school.
So, a sousaphone?
Sousaphone, some people call it tuba, even though they're two separate instruments.
Tuba,
I will go
okay.
like,
Well,
sousaphone
we
is
all
the one
know
that
what-
wraps around you, okay? You know,
We
the
know,
one
but
that
yeah, but
dots
we
the
know what
eye
tuba looks like. So,
for script eye. Yeah, so I am the center of attention, right? I'm 6'2", 300 plus pounds. I have a sousaphone wrapped around my body. I'm in a bright a purple fucking uniform, and I'm in tight pants. You can't miss me.
Okay, got it.
For this one halftime show, our fucking cheerleaders decided they wanted to get in on the action. They want to do the fucking the tequila dance with us for the first time ever. So my band director's like, okay, you guys can join us on the field. You guys know the routine by now. We've done it several times. It's real super simple. So we'll put you guys in behind the last row of the band and the drums. So the cheerleaders will be between the drummers and the last row.
Okay.
Perfect. Which means they are directly behind me.
Okay. Downwind, so you can gas them.
We play the first part of tequila, and we get to the part where we have to set down our instruments and do the dance. Okay.
Oh God.
I have to set down a sousaphone, which is a huge fucking instrument that weighs like 40 to 50 pounds. Okay. So I bend over to set it down, and I immediately knew that the ass seam of my pants exploded. And I'm not talking about little fucking tear. Oh man, that's cringe. I'm talking about the ass of my fucking purple pants. What? Exploded. Okay? And immediately it was known to me because I heard giggling behind me from the cheerleaders. That they could see my bright green, lime green fucking boxers.
Oh no!
Okay?
I thought this was gonna go so different. I thought your pants were gonna fall off while you're walking.
No!
They split!
Fucking exploded! So, I had just bent over, put my instrument down. I knew immediately that everything was horrible, right? But the show must go on.
Oh no!
I don't stop what I'm doing. I don't let the crowd know what's going on.
Oh no!
The cheerleaders behind me are giggling. I am just sitting there doing everything that I'm supposed to do.
No.
I go on with the dance. We knock the dance out. And then comes the moment of truth. What goes down must come back up, right? You have to pick the instrument back up to finish the song. So I literally bend over to pick up the sousaphone and put it on my head.
And that's when they saw the brown streak.
What was left of the seam of those pants let go at that moment. And I literally walked off the field with my ass hanging out, bright green boxers, and half of my leg completely bare.
No!
And everybody.
No!
The first people who noticed, obviously, were the cheerleaders behind me, which was hilarious.
Oh, no!
But the entire stadium could see my pasty ass in those green boxers in front of everybody. And for everybody referencing the SpongeBob, I ripped my pants, that was literally that. I'm fairly confident they stole that from me.
Oh my God. That's a fucking RIP in the chat.
Literally.
F in the chat for respect, everybody. F in the chat for respect. For the pants that are no longer with us.
Aaron, there probably is video of it somewhere, though I have not seen it. But that's not even the only story. I could go on. I've got other stories too.
I would pay for that video. Oh, is that your most embarrassing story? Because that happened to me too, but I wasn't. embarrassed about
That's a
it.
pretty fucking I say embarrassing. It wasn't really embarrassing. It sucked. It really did. But at the same time, like, I'm pretty confident in myself. So what's the worst that could happen? Like I said, the show must go on. I just went through it like normal, and nobody really like after the like I said, the entire stadium got to see my pasty ass legs and the fucking bright green fucking boxers with the ripped out fucking purple pants. So like full on. But at the end of the day, I don't care what people think about me. I really don't. It just doesn't bother me. So it was funny as hell, and it's a nice story to go back on. It always gets a nice chuckle out of people.
I have a similar story, but it's not as embarrassing, although it should be. But I don't really give a fuck. When I was young, when it happened, I used to fish a lot when I was a kid. A lot.
You fish?
Yeah, it's crazy, right? I only fish like 5 semi-professional tournaments a year. I know, it's crazy. So I used to fish this pond I grew up at. It had a total of like 80 cabins around it, built in World War II. It was a place they would stop and refill the steam locomotives when they built it in the 50s after World War II. And it was a place they bring the GIs home. All the men that came back, bring their families in, make a community. Okay, well, down the road it got sold, and it ends up being people that grew up there, right? So, no longer military. I grew up there. Fucking great bass fishing, man. I was the bass king. I won every tournament we had there. We had 2 tournaments a year. Like age fucking 7 up. I won every tournament. I was the GOAT, the king, that guy.
So modest.
I mean, I was just that guy, dude. Nobody wanted to go against me. So I fished. Dude, I had nothing to do. I was like fucking 9 years old. I fished like fucking 7 days a week, like 4 times a day. I'd go out and I'd go fish for a little while, and I'd come back and just go run around with my buddies, and then come back, go fish a little while, and go for around with my buddies. And one day, I carried my battery to the boat. I went fishing. The battery leaked water. I didn't know that it was battery acid. I went and fished for a little while, and then it was really hot, so I tied up the boat, and I was in like short Levi's, like shorts that were Levi's, right? And it had gotten on that, and so I just jumped straight in, dude, because I was hot. I didn't give a shit. We got this little swimming area, only place you can swim. It's like sandy bottom, docks, ropes, lifeguards, all that 9 yard bullshit. So I jump into it. I don't care. I'm hot. So I jump in, and then I swim for a few minutes. I cool off, like I wash some of the sweat off, even though it's lake water, but it's better than, nothing. My dumb ass, I didn't know that the water coming out of a battery was battery acid. So I didn't know that broke down cloth at such an efficient rate.
Yeah, sulfuric acid tends to do that.
Well, it didn't affect my skin, but it affected my clothes on a dramatic level, dog. So I went to get out, and I'm fucking standing there in the nude. I'm not lying. I literally had patches of my pants that were missing. Like, I walked in with shorts, I came out in a thong. Like, it was... And we're talking in a span of like a couple of minutes.
No.
I'm not lying.
Yeah.
And I was like 9 or 10 at the time.
I walked in shorts and came out in a thong. Somebody needs to clip that, please.
Dude, I'm not lying. That shit, my pants were gone, bro. The whole front side where I was carrying this fucking 80-pound battery, because I'm fucking 9 years old. The shit's leaning up against me. Like, I'm, shit.
Oh, I get it.
And so, I had to carry this battery 100 yards to the boat. Like, battery acid apparently got on my pants. And, my pants were gone by the time I came out of the water. I don't know if they broke down while I was fishing or they broke down when I was in the water. But either way, I got out of the water and I didn't have pants anymore. I walked in with pants. I came out with no pants. the waistband was still on. The bottom seam part that was folded over, that was thick, that was still on. But the whole front side of my pants were gone. Like thighs, dick and balls, everything was gone. And I was like, so what'd I do? I grabbed my junk and I went fucking Bravo 6. I went dark. Fucking ninja style. Like, ducking and weaving, dude. Ran back to my house. I was like fucking 9 or 10 years old. I didn't know what else to do.
That's all you can do.
Nobody's gonna help me.
Else, just run.
Fucking package that shit up and run for safety. You know?
Who even packages it up? Just let it fucking go and run. You can run faster if you're not holding your hands.
I mean, but I could be more secretive. You know, like, oh, what's that guy doing? Oh, like nothing.
You ain't got nothing. Ain't nobody ever seen. Just
I know, but like Dick and Wang swinging in the wind. You know, it catches a random eye. You know what I mean? So you just kind of like that, like bottle it up and fucking woo back to the house. And I had to run like 400 or 500 yards back to the house, like. And there was the pool was fucking packed too. There was probably 30 people there.
It gets better. There's a fucking full pool right next to where you have to run by.
All the kids were swimming. All the moms and dads were up on the fucking shore. They all saw me walk out, fucking dick and ball in hand, dude. Just like, what do I do?
And this is the story of how Peak ended up having to stay away from schools. And
I was fucking 10. I bolted home, dude, and I don't have those pants anymore, but I wish I did for this story because they were completely gone in the front. Like, gone. I don't know how it happened. Somebody contact NASA. That shit was gone instantly. It was amazing. I walked in with pants. I came out with no pants.
Dr. Fed, that's fucked up. I get it, but that's still fucked up. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
That's probably my most embarrassing story. I'm not even embarrassed by it because it happened when I was 10, so like I don't really care, you know.
So I got another one, and it's another marching band.
Oh my god, story. Not marching band. Oh no.
So.
Oh no.
Senior year in high school.
Oh no, the worst year.
Senior year in high school. Last game of the football season.
Oh no.
We're up against our rivals. Okay? Our rival is Trimble. Miller and Trimble are usually competing against each other directly for who wins the TBC. The other schools in the TBC are usually awful. So Miller and Trimble usually battle it out. You couple that with the fact that the two schools are 12 miles apart, roughly. And they border, like, Trimble is in Athens County, Miller is in Perry County, and we both have a section of the lake that borders Athens, Perry, and Morgan County called Baroque Lake. Okay, so it's a nice little rivalry. Spartan has done a lot of random shit. And Peak is now pointing at the camera.
That was a response to Bretta, because he said, you must be, So I gave him I found a gift for him, so I had to give it to him.
Anyway, sorry. I got distracted. So, senior year in high school, we're last game of the season, up against our rivals. Also, it's the last game of the season, so we are at Trimble, and it is cold. Okay, it's the end of October. It's our Halloween stream. Or our Halloween fucking game.
Halloween stream. All right.
So the band director said, instead of wearing band or your normal band uniforms, let's just go ahead and let everybody dress up in a costume for the last game of the season. Why not? It'll be fun. Okay, what was big in 2003? What was a big thing back then?
MTV.
You were probably too young to remember. But Spider-Man 2 had just come out.
Oh, God almighty. Oh, don't say it ain't so.
Remember what I said about being 6'2" and 300 pounds? Okay. So I'm 6 foot. Actually, I was 275 back then. I was still in high school. So I was 275, 6'1", and I had to go find a costume. I don't wear costumes. I don't go trick-or-treating. So I had to go find a costume. So I went to the store last second to get a costume. Holy mother of God, what happened to chat? Jesus.
My restream is fucking up streaming this long, dude. So I'm
Yeah,
having to reset it.
That shit just went nuts.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I have to get a costume on short notice. So I go to a Walmart to find a costume. Figure if anybody's got a costume this late, right before a fucking Halloween, it'll be Walmart. So I go to Walmart to find a fucking costume. They have a Spider-Man costume. It's the only fucking costume that actually somewhat fits
Don't
me.
time out, Bretta!
It is fucking spandex.
No!
It's not even real spandex. It's the cheap-ass spandex. And
Bretta,
it doesn't actually fit me.
no!
So, I am going to this fucking football game wearing a barely fitting Spider-Man outfit. And it is 19
Bretta,
degrees.
no!
Okay?
Yeah.
So, fact checker, Spider-Man 2 came out in 2004. It's close enough. This was in October of 2003 because I graduated in fucking
Bretta,
2004.
no!
But Spider-Man was a big thing, so it was in the fucking thing. Anyway. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So I'm going to this game. It's 19 degrees
Yeah,
out. It's fucking
Walmart.
freezing.
Yeah.
Okay? We got this fucking barely fitting fucking Spider-Man outfit. And I go out, and the Trimble band had a fucking
Tiger!
sousaphone player that was a badass. All right? This dude, like,
Bad
he was the
Tiger.
guy that would end up going on to, like, fucking dot the I at Ohio State or something. You know, he's one of those guys. He over fucking achieves everything. Dude does fucking, like, back bends with this shit. I don't know how he's fucking does it, but he does all the things. Like, and so I try to one-up him in our fucking thing. So I go full force in this fucking halftime show. And of course, you know, not to be outdone,
Get him, Bretta. Get
the
him.
outfit that I'm wearing
Get him.
gives up.
And
Okay?
your pants split again.
Oh, it was more than the pants. This was everything. I looked like I had just been in a fight with Doc Ock.
Oh,
My
God
fucking
almighty.
entire spandex Spider-Man outfit was shredded everywhere. Just fat spilling out of everywhere.
Oh, God almighty.
It's great. Fantastic. All right? But remember, it's 19 fucking degrees, and I'm wearing spandex, and it's ripped. Not like it helped any anyway. But, okay. Remember what I said about it being a fucking local rivalry game, last game of the season? Big things are going to happen. The winner of this game goes on to go to the fucking playoffs as the TVC champion.
Yeah.
And so, needless to say, there was cable crews there, and they were filming. I had a fucking interview with my ripped spandex in front of the entire stadium and whoever was watching on the cable.
God almighty. That is way more embarrassing than the first story.
Yeah, and on top of that, years later, I would be told by a guy that I work
Bretta,
with
get him.
that he remembers
Get him.
a video that he watched. He watched it on television of a Spider-Man that was all ripped up at a Trimble Miller game.
Yeah. Hold on. Where did we get that interview?
I have no idea, dude. It was a
listen.
local cable company.
Listen to me. Listen to me right now. I am 100% pulling up YouTube. I need the details.
I highly doubt that you would find it. Like
Listen,
I said,
you don't know what's on YouTube these days, okay?
I mean,
So
you may be right, but I highly doubt that you find it.
we are 100% gonna pull it up if it's available anywhere at all.
Yeah. Well,
I
like
need
I
to see
said,
it.
it would be Trimble versus Miller, and it would have been in 2003 football. So it's old. And like I said, it was a local cable company, so I don't know if you'll find it, but still, that fucking the fact that a guy that I worked with as I was his supervisor at the time, because this is when I was the fucking lead at shipping office, told me that he saw the interview, and he didn't know who I was, obviously, back then. But the fact that he brought up that story, and I was like, when was this? And then I told him that, that was actually me. Because I was the one that did it. But yeah, that was pretty hilarious. But yeah, that was a whole big thing.
Stand by. My computer's having a fucking knip shit.
Yeah. But yeah, that was. I'm telling you, man, I got stories. That's why I got an entire thing called Story Time with Spartan. Like if you guys want to check it out, you guys just go ahead and go to my playlists and find the Story Time with Spartans. Like there's a whole playlist dedicated to little stories like this. Cause I've had some dumb shit.
Hold on, I'm almost ready to be able to type it in yet. Hold on, stand by. Stand by one. Eventually, my computer will be able to process Discord, OBS, and YouTube. It's probably lagging. Okay, so what was it called? It was called Trimble?
Jesus, Edward. That's fucked up.
Trimble versus...
It would be Miller versus Trimble. It would have been 2003. It would have been high school football. I swear to God, if you find this, we're literally all gonna fucking see my dorky ass. I was even more dorky back then than I am now, believe it or not.
Please, God, let the internet shine through. 1989.
I see 1980 football Trimble Tomcats versus Miller Falcons.
Google? I need Google.
And we got the Gridiron Glory. God, I was in some of those too. There's some Gridiron Glories that actually have me somewheres. WOUB PBS. That is literally the fucking TV station in Athens. That's channel 20 for us.
Trimble versus Miller.
'95 Trimble Tomcats at Green Bobcats. Okay.
Please, God, internet, please don't let me down. This is the time. The place is now.
Do you know how random this is? Like, if we actually find this.
Well, here's the schedule from September 21st, 2012, 0 to 66.
Yeah, our team hasn't been relevant. Like, our school hasn't been relevant since 2000. 99 and 2000 were the 2 years that we beat Trimble and went to the state playoffs. That was the years that I was in 8th and 9th grade. And I was in the marching band. So there, if you find any of those Gridiron Glories, then there's a good chance you'll at least see me in the band.
Come on, Google.
Even if you
Come
probably
on.
wouldn't recognize me. Well, you might. My face
Come on,
hasn't changed a whole lot.
Google.
Federal Hawking.
2015. Oh. That's basketball. God damn it. No one cares about basketball. Come on.
I didn't realize there was so much fucking Miller and Trimble shit on the fucking internet. Good lord.
All right, we're done lagging, everybody. So I'm done multitasking on my PC.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna find it. But yeah.
I gave up.
Yeah. That would be hilarious.
Oh.
Fist. Fun fact, Fist. I have a story about TGI Fridays. This is a story that hasn't been mentioned on my thing. So, I've only ever been to a TGI Fridays one time. One time. And I was, I forget what year it was. But, I was in my teens at some point. But I went up with my aunt and uncle and my cousin to, the fucking, shit. Was that fucking Lake Erie theme park?
Mm.
God darn it. Cedar Point. Cedar Point. I was trying to think of it. So we
Good
went up
old
to Cedar Point, which is a badass theme park, by the way. But we went up to Cedar Point, and while we were there, we stopped at the TGI Fridays that's nearby, and there was a bachelorette party there at the time, and this lady, good looking chick, was walking around with lifesavers on her fucking shirt, and you pay her $5 and you get to eat a lifesaver off of her shirt. So I did that. So that's a long story short. But yeah, that's my only story about TGI Fridays. But yeah, it's a good place. Highly recommend the lifesavers if you get a chance.
Yeah. Now, was that the last time you touched a woman sexually?
No,
Okay.
no.